Round one, fight!
Look, the mama rhino's giving birth. Oh, isn't that cute? Welcome to Tournament Fights. This is episode number 138. Tonight we are talking worst movie remake. So we are talking about the stinkers, the one that missed the mark and ended up in the toilet. So those ones. So yeah, and there may be some that you like if you're tuning in, but we had to draw the line somewhere, so there may be some of these that are borderline, but I think most of them are pretty clearly bad. So, yeah, and we're doing it in honor of the Little Mermaid, because that's also one been pretty split. I feel like that some people love it and some people don't, and some people like me are not going to give my money to the theaters, so they stop making live action remakes. Hopefully, one person can make a difference, but I'll see it eventually on like streaming. But anyways, I'm your host Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and yeah. Let's jump into this. So we'll bring in my panel. We'll start with my co-host, Austin Pez Howell. How's it going?
I smell lack of creativity, bad writing. I smell cash grabs. I smell shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, something reeks. I don't know. We'll see. But we also have Richie Goodacre.
What's up? Yeah, look, and yeah, we talked about the good ones. Now let's talk about the fart boxes. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
it used to be my favorite part. It used to be my favorite part of like when when Schmoes Low was just Christian Harloff and Mark Ellis. When it'd be cool to talk about the good ones, but the way they ran, but the worst ones was kind of fun. So sometimes it's kind of
yeah. We don't do it like super often because we don't want to have too many like bad shows or whatever, but like every now and then you just kind of have to do the flip side, especially on remakes. You just we can't avoid it. It's inevitable. It's
It's fun to do it like maybe once or twice a year, something like that.
A couple of times a year, on a certain subject, and we certainly got enough to do one, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, but we also have joining us Jacob Barber. What's up, Jacob?
Yes, I am here. And this will be the one time where I am proud to say I haven't seen this movie.
I avoided that movie. I'm just happy. I avoided 90 minutes of pain. Yeah. I did something better with my 2 hours. So
yeah, right.
Like stare at the wall, or or just play with my thumb, or something that's more entertaining.
Watch Freaky Friday. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Yeah. Freaky Friday.
It's a good movie.
Yep. But we also have with us, we have Malcolm Lay in the house. How's it going, Malcolm?
Yeah, I'd definitely much rather watch Freaky Friday over the thing.
So would Brian.
That's ouch. Yeah, right. And last but certainly not least, we have Jordan Owen.
Howdy ho.
What's up?
Oh, I'm excited. I love movies, obviously. But I love talking about maybe some not so great ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sounds good. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll jump into it. So Austin, you want to break it down for anyone that might be watching how it's gonna work?
It'll be like a normal tournament fight. We've still got the randomized 64 in here. The only difference is it's the one of the shows we do every now and then. It's the flip side. It's the bad movie. So what we do when we're doing sort of a bad movie tournament, and we've done this in the past, is instead of voting for which one you think is better, we're going to vote for which one you think is worse, because we want to get to the worst one. So you kind of flip your logic, and that's the thing. if you do end up liking one or two of these, which I'm sure Malcolm will, you just don't vote for that one. So, so you just, if there's one you think is okay, that's fine. You just don't vote for it, and you vote for the other one that you think is actually bad. So that's just kind of how it works. We'll go up and down the ladder, and we'll see which one makes it all the way to the dumpster. That's kind of how it works.
All right. Yeah, just we'll pretend it's a little desktop and this little dumpster icon up there. We'll drag the little icon right up into the
drag it right over to the dumpster until it gets thrown in the wastebasket.
I tried hard.
Yeah.
Yep. And I tried hard to get Chris Scott on this episode because I think he's a fan of like at least half of these movies. So like legit fight films.
That'd be great.
He's working tonight, so he couldn't make it. So maybe we'll get his thoughts on it, like in the poll. But yeah, I think that we'll go. I'll bring up the.
I got it.
The bracket here, and I'm gonna dig in our little quick intro. So let's just go with this tonight.
Moto surf! Moto surf!
They should remake Surf Ninjas. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool because usually, like, the sign of a good remake for me is you take something bad or like mediocre and then remake that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure.
But yeah.
All right. So
let's go for it. So
on over.
Build the first.
Aladdin and Doolittle. All right. So we'll start at the bottom with JPO. Aladdin and Doolittle.
Yeah, I think this one's kind of easy for me. I don't mind Aladdin to a degree here. Necessary, maybe not totally, but I think a lot of people got good fun with it. I mean, I used to Doolittle, very kind of forgettable, but almost in a bad way too. On paper it looks like it should work, and it really just kind of doesn't. So I think Doolittle definitely wins this one for me.
Yeah, sounds good. Malcolm, what do you say here?
See, this is actually a pretty tough one for me from the get-go because I actually don't hate either of these movies.
I told you. I told you.
I know.
And just to respond to Chris, some of these are borderline. As they said at the start, some of these are borderline. Like it's not really it fits in either one of them. But yeah.
Like that was kind of a borderline one, I think, but.
Yeah, because I mean, like Aladdin is one of those ones I think actually got is probably more liked than disliked. I mean, it's one, and Aladdin was actually really fun because they like Will Smith wasn't trying to sort of pretend like to be Robin Williams as genie. He made his own sort of mark as a genie, and I think it worked for the movie. And I mean, Doolittle is enjoyable. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be in my top 138 movies of all time, but I didn't hate it. But just for the purposes of this, I think I like Aladdin a little bit more, so I'm going to go Doolittle.
Yeah, Richie.
Yeah. Well, Richie, what do you say?
Yeah. But it'll be in your guilty pleasure tournament. Well, it wasn't your guilty pleasure tournament, wasn't it? No, it's cool. It's cool that you can kind of enjoyment in it. I couldn't.
No.
If you looked at the look at the production of Dr. Dolittle, there's some crazy stories. Apparently, the director had no idea what he was doing, and there's a lot of a lot of insane stories about this the making of this movie. And unfortunately, this was one of the last movies that came out before the things shut down. What a bad thing to end on. But yeah, and then like John Cena's a polar bear, so I remember, and then there's like there's a disturbing and Aladdin is fine. Yes, it has a lot to live up to. I do like how Will Smith is not trying to recreate the Robin Williams character. It's a weird thing for Guy Ritchie to do, but like it's if you're doing worse, Doolittle's far worse. So Doolittle.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you say here?
Aladdin slaps. Am I right? Am I right? Is that joke getting old yet? Yeah, that joke's getting old. No, I kind of dig Aladdin. I think it's pretty good. I haven't seen Doolittle, and I don't plan on seeing Doolittle, which is why I'm gonna vote for Doolittle.
Yeah. Well, Austin. what do you got?
Aladdin's just as soulless and as emotionless and as boring as every one of these other Disney remakes in the last couple of years. That movie sucks. It's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes for a reason. And it's rotten on Metacritic for a reason. So Chris Diaz, you can go suck it in the comments because it's not good. And yes, it deserves to be here because it's garbage. But Doolittle's worse, so it gets a pass. Doolittle.
Yeah. So I'm sort of with Chris. I actually do kind of like Aladdin. I don't love it, but for me, it's definitely way better than Doolittle because Doolittle sucks. And yeah, like I don't understand why Doolittle was the next project that Robert Downey Jr. did after he was Iron Man. Like I don't get it. Like wow.
Money, 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 money.
Yeah, money.
Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, but like he just seems. But yeah, I'm voting for Doolittle.
All right, Doolittle, and we'll move over to we got The Women from 2008 and Point Break. So we'll start with Malcolm this time.
I'm gonna say
Yeah, I actually have no idea what The Woman is.
It's a bad remake from 2008. That was a lot of lists I saw.
They're the opposite of men, and they're anyhow.
Yeah, there's the opposite sex, and they made a bad remake.
I mean, look, I mean, it's one of those ones like, I haven't seen The Woman. I really didn't like Point Break. And The Woman, just going by the cast alone for The Woman, it sounds really interesting. So I'm going to go Point Break.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Women. Heard it was bad, but yeah, I've seen Point Break. That is, that movie's horrendous. Luke Bracey, I believe his name is. The Australian actor.
Malcolm's dogs agree.
Is trying to be the Johnny Utah. He's Keanu Reeves. He's not. Doesn't have much. Yeah, at least in this movie, showed very little charisma. And then what? I think it's like the Patrick Swayze roles Edgar Ramirez. I believe it's his name. Not great. It's just very soulless. It's not. It's just pointless. I don't know. It's just pointless break. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know if I'm gonna get around to seeing The Women, but yeah, I'll go with what I've seen, and Point Break's bad, so I'll go Point Break. Moving on.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, I was just looking up the movie The Women. I wasn't looking up The Women.
I mean, I've looked up Eva Mendes before, but for
I mean, yeah, who hasn't?
and you know, Ryan Gosling looks up Eva Mendes on a daily basis, but good for him.
Yeah, and it's remade from a 1939 movie based on a 1936 play. So even less reason for me to get to it. Point Break. I haven't seen the original either, but from just like hearsay, I hear like this just totally does not live up to it. So I'll go with Point Break.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of The Women that much. I saw it on a bunch of lists when I was making this of bad remakes. It has like a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it's really bad. Like everybody doesn't like it who has seen it. But yeah, that Point Break remake is it's funny. They're trying to do all this extreme sports stuff, but like it's the most boring extreme sports shit you'll ever see. Like you're just sleeping while they're base jumping and parachuting, and it's really, really pointless and bad. At least the original is kind of stupid as well, but it has that charm of like the early 90s, and a little leftover late 80s. So I'll say Point Break is worse. JPO.
It's one of those hard ones because I haven't seen The Women, but I know it got horribly reviewed at the time, and I can see why it's here. Point Break, maybe because I knew what I was walking into, I didn't feel like it was the worst thing of all time, but it's definitely something I would ever go back to. I'm gonna give it to The Women, honestly, just from what I've heard.
Okay. Jordan will be back in a minute. He had to do a restart, but for now it's still 4 for Point Break, so we'll move that on. And we'll
You're gonna give it to the women. The women.
The women. We got Total Recall and the 2019 Hellboy. Richie.
Just okay. Both. I mean, most of these remakes have seemed pointless. To be honest.
We could say that about every single one of these, pretty much.
You can say about every single one of these. See, Hellboy. To me, Hellboy wasn't even that old in the remake. I'm just like, why you need to? I know you couldn't get like Guillermo del Toro or Perman on board, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with Total Recall being the worst, just because it was Total Recall, the original, so cool. It's kind of a unique. It's just such a unique concept, and it's a really cool sci-fi film. Yeah, and I like Colin Farrell, but he's bored in this movie. He's not doesn't look like he wants to be there. I think at least David Harbour's good in Hellboy, and in this remake, there's no three-titted alien. So, yeah, so I'll go Total Recall being the worst one.
Yeah. All right, Jacob.
Haven't seen Total Recall. Haven't even seen the original actually, but I've seen all 3 Hellboy movies, the first 2 and then the remake, and yeah, it's not great. I would definitely go back to the first 2 and just leave. Unfortunately, this one's just gonna probably live on my shelf for a while. So I will go with Hellboy just because I've seen it and it's not good.
Yeah, Hellboy's not good.
All right, what did I miss, guys?
Not much. We just put through Point Break. That's it. We're on the one after that. So,
all right.
Yeah,
cool. It should be doing better now.
Yeah. So yeah, at least like Richie said, Hellboy. At least David Harbour's trying with the material that he has. Yeah, but it's kind of again pointless. They should have just made a third, Ron Perlman Del Toro one and given him the money to do that, and he could have done something with it. Yeah, I don't like that Total Recall remake. They don't even go to Mars. It's just uninspired. It has that bland gray like digital shit, that bland cinematography that all those movies had around that time. And it's Len Wiseman, who I think has only made one good movie with Live Free or Die Hard. So yeah, I'll go with Total Recall on this one. Jordan.
Yeah. I actually like this drinking game. I think a drink your time Jacob hasn't seen the original because we understand he hasn't seen these bad remakes, but the originals maybe. But
so, but you want to get drunk tonight?
Yeah,
yeah, we're gonna get very drunk. Yeah, but yeah, for me, like I think that David Harbour's given a good performance. He's doing a good job, but they get rid of some things that are just for Hellboy, like Abe Sapien and like some of the other things that work from the first ones, and it's not good. Like it's just bad. The writing sucks. It's just I don't know, like really what they're even trying to do. Really, Total Recall, it sucks too. But I mean, I think that it's actually watchable. Like I think that it's that like Hellboy, I have a hard time getting through it. So I'll go Hellboy.
All right, JPO.
Yeah, I'm more with Jordan on this one here for the last couple of rounds. Hellboy, I just really had a hard time with, man. I like Harbour, but like I felt like it was unnecessarily trying to be R-rated, had none of the spirit of the first 2, and I really disliked it. Well, Total Recall, again, not something I love, but I was like, all right, it does have its moments here, and to where like it's just a fine kind of again unnecessary, but I think still watchable movie here on like Hellboy, which I think is pretty messy. So we're going for the bad one, Hellboy.
Yeah.
Gotta remember that.
That's good. Malcolm.
Yeah, I mean, I actually saw the remake of Total Recall before I even saw the original. I saw the original for the first time last year. But I mean, so a lot of it for me is like I actually kind of enjoyed the remake because I had nothing to sort of base it on in the first place. But yeah, Hellboy just sucked. Like, I didn't think David Harbour was good at it. But again, I'm still yet to see the original One Perlman ones. It's dropping on a streaming service for me shortly, but not. So I'll probably go to check them out when they do. But I just really hated it. I mean, it's the first time I actually ever stopped a movie sort of halfway through. It was like, this is not going anywhere. So Hellboy.
Okay, no, fair enough. All right, Hellboy. And let's scoot on down to Nightmare on Elm Street and The Day the Earth Stood Still. Woo!
This is a thinker.
Not getting any better.
All right. Jacob, you're up first.
So I have not seen either of The Day the Earth Stood Still. I have seen Nightmare on Elm Street as well as the original. Sorry, you can't take a drink this time. And I don't hate the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not gonna say it's a good movie, but like I think there's parts of it that I kind of dig. I like that they went a darker tone to kind of make it different from the original, but it's still like, why? So I'm gonna go with The Day the Earth Stood Still, just because I can watch Nightmare on Elm Street and not hate it too much, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, no, it's funny. The Day the Earth Stood Still is just flat out boring. I saw this movie in IMAX, and like it was a full theater, and I could feel the crowd just like falling asleep, even though the sound was pounding and everything. Like that's how you know your movie's bad. Yeah, Keanu's bad in it. All the actors in it are just half asleep. Yeah, Nightmare's not good, but I think it at least has a couple of good ideas. They just don't capitalize on. It's got the thing about the micro naps, like that's interesting, but they don't do anything with it. I think Jackie Earle Haley's trying something, but it's just disappointing because you have this idea where you can use the CGI to like actually enhance the dream things, and they just don't do anything with it. But I think there's a couple of decent ideas in there, so I'm gonna go Day the Earth Stood Still just because it's more boring and less watchable. I could at least rewatch Nightmare and go like, what went wrong here? Like there was some things here you could have done something with. Like what happened? Like it's more baffling. Yeah.
Yeah. The Day the Earth Stood Still might be the most boring movie I've ever seen. Period. Hands down. That movie is boring. Like if you want a good nap, it's just Keanu Reeves just standing there for 2 hours, not doing anything. And even Jennifer Connelly looks bored out of her mind. Like you forget that like John Hamm,
Kathy Bates
in the movie.
Like, it's got a good cast, but they're all bored. Yeah.
Yeah, like you forget half of them are even in this thing. And Nightmare on Elm Street's bad. And the thing I don't like is that they give Freddy this whole backstory that like we don't need. I'm just kind of like, why? Like he's so much more terrifying when he's the guy that just shows up and you don't know who he is or why he's there. And so yeah, like I don't need to learn any more about it. I just want to see him just attacking people in like cool ways and stuff, but it doesn't really happen. So that could spend way too much time on the backstory. But I just got to go with The Day the Earth Stood Still. Ooh, that is just boring. Like I struggled to stay awake during that movie. So
yeah,
they must have watched the Halloween remake and said that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah, right. The Halloween remake that I think
it was more like the rights were about to run out, so we got to make something quick.
Right. Yeah.
Pump something out there because that's usually what the case is with a lot of these movies.
JP.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm kind of flip-flopped a little bit on my vote here because, I don't like what they do with the lore of Nightmare here. But again, if you very much use like kind of I like to call it the barber logic, you throw these two in front of me, I'm definitely going to put on Nightmare because at least it's going to entertain me a little bit more. And I like what Haley's doing to a degree. So Day the Earth Stood Still is not something I want to go back to. So my vote will go to The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah. Malcolm?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like Nightmare on Elm Street, like I mean, I didn't mind the fact they chose to give Freddy a backstory. Well, yes, they may have been a little bit too long on it, but overall, like, I didn't hate the movie. And I think I've watched it a couple of times since I first watched it. I haven't felt the need to go back and watch the remake of Day the Earth Stood Still. Maybe eventually I may rewatch it, but I'm not really feeling any need at this point in time. If I need to watch for some list or something, I'll probably watch it. But yeah, so Day the Earth Stood Still.
Okay.
Well, I think literally all you need for a Freddy Krueger backstory is just 30 seconds at the beginning explaining what happened to the guy, and then you're done and move on. That's all you got to do, like literally. So, but Richie.
Yeah, so it's sort of very similar to the David Harbour thing, where like the movie itself's not good, but at least Jackie Earl Haley's trying. Like he has a lot to live up to in regards to Robert Englund. He's no Robert Englund, but he's trying. He's not the thing that's wrong with the movie. There's just a lot of other things to deal with the lore of Freddy, and in the Day the Earth Stood Still, no, I think everybody really working on it knows they're not in a good movie. I mean, they're acting. Yeah, it's like it's just Keanu standing there. It should be like the day Keanu stood still.
Yeah, right.
The day the audience fell asleep in the theater.
Fell asleep.
Yeah.
So, it's just a very uninspired. I mean, the story's actually. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they remade it and actually did something more with it. I think the story's interesting. It's just execution-wise very boring. So, I'll go the Day the Earth Stood Still.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah, how was it a Scott Derrickson movie? That was crazy. Like
I mean,
he's way better than that.
Day the Earth Stood Still could have also been impacted from the original writer's strike as well, because it was released around that time that the original writer's strike happened too. So maybe
I don't even think a rewrite would have helped it. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was dead on arrival. Yeah.
Yeah, they're already saying that the Community movie they're going to have is being impacted by it, and so they're pushing it back, which is sad because that movie needs good writing. It does. So.
All right, got Shudder, which is one of many J horror American remakes that we're going to see in this tournament.
Yeah.
So the first of many, because most of them are bad. And that 2016 Ben-Hur movie. So I'll go first. Yeah, this is tough because a lot of these J horror movies, I like some of them are okay in the first place, but the American ones really stink, and they just I don't think American style works with J horror for the most part. Like it's just a completely different aesthetic. I think I'll go with Ben-Hur on this one because that movie's just bloated and stupid and unnecessary. So I'll go Ben-Hur on this one.
Yeah, so I may be one of the lone people, but I actually kind of like Shudder. I think the movie's kind of fun. Just like I'm a Joshua Jackson fan, so I think I'll watch most things he's in, except for that. He's in some new like remake that's coming up soon.
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, Fatal Attraction. Like
The
that's
TV show, the TV series, right?
The TV series.
Yeah, and it looks bad already from the trailer. So I'm like, ugh. But yeah, like I had fun with it. Like it's just kind of a cool thought that like this ghost or spirit appears in all the pictures that he's taking. He's a photographer and he just sees weird things like that, and then it starts to come after him. So I think it's interesting. I mean, but yeah, Ben-Hur, like I don't even like the original Ben-Hur, let alone this remake. Like I have a hard time getting through both of them. I think they're both way too long and they just drag, and it's just nothing interesting. Like the whole time you're just waiting for him to get to the chariot scene, and you're just like, come on, when's it gonna happen? So yeah, I'll go with Ben-Hur. GPO.
This is around where I've seen neither one of these. I saw some bad horror adaptations. So I just couldn't do another one with Shudder. I was thinking about it. I was like, I can't do it. I just saw one was called. I can't do it. I gotta imagine the chariot scene's better than anything in Shudder, so I'm gonna give it a Shudder.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, on a side note, I've been watching the Fatal Attraction TV series. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. But for this matchup, I've only sort of been heard is a while back. The church I was going to did a series where they took a movie and used it to kind of do a sermon with by highlighting points in that movie. But they did Cinderella and Ben. The remake of Ben-Hur is another one of them. They use it to kind of highlight this sermon they were doing at the time, which was weird, but it worked for the most part. So I don't think I've actually ever seen the full remake of Ben-Hur. I've seen the clips that they showed in the sermon, but from what I've seen, I vaguely enjoyed them. So I'm going to go shut it. I haven't seen it, but I'm not interested.
Yeah, sure. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I feel like Shudder based on a Thai. I don't think it's JR actually. I think it's based on a Thai movie. No, Thai
Okay.
horror movie. Or I believe.
Hmm.
It's not good. But I feel bad for like Rachel Taylor, Australian actress. She's a good actress, but she picks some bad projects, or she got cast in bad projects. Like she was a nurse and in Transformers. She was in See No Evil. I don't mind that movie, but most people don't. She was in that Charlie's Angels TV show that didn't get off the ground. That was pretty bad. The only good thing I can think of that she was in was Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
So I feel bad, but yeah, I don't know. It's pretty bad at moments, but I would rather watch that over a very long-winded, boring Ben-Hur with Morgan Freeman in Dread. So I'll go Ben-Hur.
Yeah, Chris kind of makes me you laugh a little bit. Oh no, not that one. No, I'm kidding. Like the second I tried to click on, hey Jonathan Peck, but he says they use a remake rather than the original for clips at the sermon. WTF? Yeah, but
It does
yeah, but Jacob, what do you say?
So I've seen the original Ben-Hur. I haven't seen this one. And Shudder is something I've just discovered. And usually with remakes, like you want to add to the story, you want to make a spin on it. I don't know what they did with Ben-Hur because I looked it up. The original 3.5 hours. The remake 2 hours and 3 minutes. How do you cut an hour and a half out of an epic movie and think it's okay? I don't know. I'm gonna go.
Have you seen the original?
That irritates me.
The original
Yes.
needs an hour and a half cut out of it.
I disagree. It's that old
Like,
timey
that
Hollywood.
movie was
epic
way
stuff.
too long. I mean, I was sleeping in that.
It's a different style of
I-
film. It's the old Hollywood epics, man. They were
Yeah.
just long back then. It is. What it
yeah,
is. Yeah. They
But-
did a lot.
yeah.
So what do you vote for? Ben-Hur?
I'm gonna vote for Ben-Hur just because it
Okay.
irritates me that they cut an hour and a half out of it.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Got Cabin Fever
Oh,
2016
oh,
against
Jesus.
Rollerball.
Oh God, someone.
Ooh. Now we're really into
Someone-
this shit. All right.
Someone shut the
Jordan.
bathroom door because it stinks. Yeah. So I've never seen the Cabin Fever remake. I've seen the first one and holy crap, is that first one bloody? Like it's like I wonder like how much blood is in this one. Probably even more. So because the remakes always go more blood. So but Rollerball, it's been forever since I've seen it. Is that LL Cool J or I forget?
Yes.
Who's in
Yeah,
that
so I
thing?
killed you.
Yeah, I mean, probably the original is actually good. I actually really like the original, but the remakes not so good. But like, I feel like even though I haven't seen Cabin Fever, I probably wouldn't like it like at all. So, and like Rollerball is bad, but not like atrociously bad for me. So I'll go with the Cabin Fever. Yeah. JPO.
Oh, I've been ready for this round. Yeah, Rollerball, whatever. I haven't revisited it since I was 11 or 12. It's not great. I wanted to like it, and it should fit for an 11-year-old, but it doesn't. But Cabin Fever, is this an unnecessary piece of shit remake? First of all, I mean, that's like remaking Psycho, but then making just the bad decisions to make it even worse. Like that Psycho remake's just unnecessary, but in a weird way, it's actually not bad. This is bad. You have worse actors, you have worse filming. The first one's not even that great, too. At least the original Psycho's fantastic.
Well, this is a fan film, JPO, because Eli Roth was like, "Hey,
He like
fans,
produced it. Didn't he
make
produce
Cabin."
it?
Yes, he put out the call. He's like, "Remake my movie, Cabin Fever," and he said this one
Really?
was the best one he saw, and this is the best.
Wow.
That's bad.
It has
Ouch.
horrible logic gaps. There's
Uh-huh.
moments where like there's no ammo in the gun, and all of a sudden the gun's fully loaded. There's a really weird unnecessary tag at the end where like a character sees how their sibling died, but it's like from the actual footage you just saw in the movie, which is like, wait, what? Is she seeing the same movie we just saw? Like, it's not like security footage; it's the actual footage you saw in the movie. Like you couldn't have filmed it from a different angle and like been like, oh, there's security footage. It's just bad on every level here. It's unnecessary. It's worse. It's not a good film on its own. It's not a good film as a remake. It is horrible. Cabin Fever.
Those make you really feel.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I hate watch this movie.
Well, it might be happening a lot tonight, but Malcolm.
But yeah, remake's probably bound to be bad if you look at the cast list and without actually clicking on names to find out where they're from, you don't recognize a single name. That's basically what it is when you look at Cabin Fever. Because there really is
Matthew Daddario might be Alexandria Daddario's brother, maybe.
I mean,
that's it.
But as I said, just looking at by name, all you have to do is assume that. By clicking on name, it actually is her brother.
Okay.
Starring Alexander Daddario's brother.
But yeah, I haven't seen either of these movies. But I'm somewhat interested in seeing Rollerball. I'm probably got no interest in seeing the remake of Cabin Fever. Just because I really enjoyed the first one, don't really want to see this one.
Richie, that's like when we had to do a commentary for a wrestling show one time, and it was like, here comes John Cena's father. Remember him?
Like John Cena Sr.
Yeah, they had John Cena Sr. on the show, and it was like John Cena's dad.
Yeah, someone tried getting Paul Bearer's son booked, and he wanted a lot of money. I'm like, listen, Paul Bearer maybe for that money. His son, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the director for this Cabin Fever remake is Travis Zarwini. He's only done like a bunch of bad horror movies, like terrible ones. That's all he's done. So yeah, not good.
We find all of his stuff on Tubi.
Yeah, right. But Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I remember watching Rollerball, probably around the same age that Jacko watched it, and yeah, I wanted to like it. It's a cool concept. I mean, I haven't seen the original, but it was a cool concept, and yeah, fuck, this movie's boring. And this is sort of back when they were desperately trying to make Chris Klein a thing. I really don't like. I mean, Chris Klein might be a good guy. I just don't think he's a good actor. It's just it did not work. I even tried to watch it a second time. Maybe fresh eyes. Nah, still doesn't work. Even like with my wrestling sensibilities. Oh, Shane McMahon and Paul Heyman are in this movie. They're blinking to miss it, but yeah.
Shane's just like in the crowd, yeah, and Paul is at least the announcer.
I mean, I've got to be honest, you've kind of sold me on how bad Cabin Fever is. I mean, I kind of morbidly want to watch it just because of how bad it is, but like
it's not a fun bad watch too, though. That's the other thing. Like I don't recommend it in that way.
Yeah, and just the backstory behind it getting made. I don't even know why you'd want someone, an inexperienced fan to make.
He like Ralph stroking his own ego, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's not doesn't seem out of character for him. So I would go Cabin Fever.
Yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, Rollerball at least has Paul Heyman in it, so I'll go with Cabin Fever because I also have not seen it, and you guys have convinced me not to see it.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
I almost went the opposite logic. I'm okay with Cabin Fever going through because it's a very bad movie, but to me it's just a fan film. So like there's lower expectations. Rollerball is John McTiernan, the guy who made Die Hard and Predator and Hunt for Red October and Last Action Hero. He's a good director, and he made this shit. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, what happened, bro? Like, and then you made good movies. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Like, you made great movies, and like this is it. This is what you got. Like 10 years after these other movies. I don't know. Like to me, that's a bigger crime than like a fan movie. It's like when I watch these Friday the 13th fan films and they're all dog shit. But they're made by amateurs. So like who cares? So I would have gone Rollerball personally because I think it's a bigger crime.
Yeah,
but that's just me personally.
Rollerball 3%. Damn.
Yeah, really bad.
Well.
Yeah.
So Chris Klein, I think that they tried to make everyone from American Pie
Yeah.
a star somehow, and like Chris Klein was the one that like didn't.
Oddly enough, who's been the most successful? Natasha Lyonne.
Potentially,
yeah, I know, right?
It took 20 years, but she's currently the hottest.
Yeah, she's the one out. Everybody else, like,
Yeah.
you know, had a minute and then just kind of
And
faded
this is
away.
basically a good example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right on the cusp. It's a year or two
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Paul Heyman's doing okay for himself.
Yeah.
Who?
All
who'd
right.
you say?
So Alec Baldwin.
Oh, okay.
I'm confused.
I don't
No,
know.
I said Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman's
Heyman.
doing okay for
Paul
himself.
Oh,
Heyman's doing
Paul.
Oh,
we were
okay.
talking about American Pie people, not Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Paul Heyman was in American Pie.
Acknowledge that pie.
Yeah.
He was at one of the house parties. Like,
Yeah,
you
right.
can't see him.
So we got House of Wax, which I like, so I'm not going to vote for it. But anyways, and Black Christmas. I think it's 2006 Black Christmas.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the poster for it
Yeah.
anyway.
So JPO, back down to you.
I mean, yeah, you kind of already spoiled my thoughts here. House of Wax, I was late to bad reviews, but like it's pretty serviceable here. Paris Hilton, maybe that's the reason it got a little bit of shit on, but she's kind of dead halfway through, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, I think it had a fun kind of like final. Fun final sequence and everything, and yeah, it's a suitable, you know what I mean, pass the time horror flick. You know what I mean? The Black Christmas. Either this or the next one definitely would have gotten my vote. The next one probably even more so, but this one's also again just it's a lesser film. It's one I definitely don't recommend. Unnecessary, not as interesting. Exactly. Black Christmas is my vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm,
If you can get it quickly with the dogs.
Yeah.
Ah,
the dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, to Black Christmas, I haven't seen it. I mean, I might try to see it just to complete having seen all the Black Christmas movies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
you know,
just because I'm more intrigued, just because I actually do like the cast and like Katie Cassidy, Michelle Trachtenberg, Mary Elizabeth Winstead in there, and I just really didn't like the House of Wax remake. The only good thing is seeing Paris Hilton get killed, but that's not enough for me. So House of Wax.
Yeah, just imagine her going like that's hot, and then all of a sudden, someone stabbed her. Yeah, but Richie,
It's pretty easy for me. House of Wax is a good movie. I stand by that. It's a good movie. You know, it's Alicia Cuthbert, who you know at the time and probably still do, even though she had too much had crush on. She's hot, and yeah, that's cool scene. I mean, you know, yeah. Paris Hilton, her death scene's pretty memorable, but also like Jared Padalecki's scene at the start is pretty gnarly. Just to you know, go to get encoded in wax. Yeah, I generally think this movie's creepy, and I really like it. And Black Christmas, definitely not the worst Black Christmas on this list. The 2019 one, we'll get to it. That's horrendous. This one sucks too. And it's got a good cast, but it's still bad, and it's worse than House of Wax. So I'll go Black Christmas.
Oh, are they both on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
Really?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No. I
I got
got
Black
both in
Christmas
there.
twice tonight.
No. They screwed up Black Christmas twice, so they both deserve to be on here. Yes.
Yeah.
Jacob.
And I haven't seen them screw up Black Christmas. I've only seen them get it right. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, I vaguely remember House of Wax. I think I watched it one time, and I was like, okay, cool. Just not something I've revisited, but yeah, I remember not hating it. So I will go with Black Christmas because,
Yeah.
you know, I might hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Austin.
Yeah, no, I also enjoy House of Wax. I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray of it. I think it's decent. There's a couple of fascinating things with it. It's directed by Yama, like Khaled Sarah or something. He's gone on to be a decent director. He did Orphan, which is a good movie. He did The Shallows. He did Run All Night. Recently, he did Jungle Cruise and Black Adam. So, like, they're not badly directed movies. They're just kind of don't have great scripts. You know, they're just kind of wonky. But so he's not a bad director. He went on to do better things. And yeah, this is also the time where we tried to make Chad Michael Murray a thing. You know? Yeah, and now he just does like Hallmark movies. So you know, I mean, oh, he's a Hallmark guy now. Yeah, 100%. Look up his thing. It's like there's like 15 Hallmark movies recently in the last like 5 years. So he's one of those guys. Hey, but good for him. He's got steady work. That's fine.
It reminds me of the thing that's like a garbage disposal in the Flintstones. You look at him and he goes, "It's a living."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, he's making money. He's doing all right. Yeah, that Black Christmas is bad. Yeah, it has a decent cast. It could have been okay, but yeah, it's just unnecessary. That original one still works. This one doesn't. So I'll go Black Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, like Chim Michael Murray, his filmography, it's bad. But I guess he was in Freaky Friday. We can mention that.
Well,
so.
no, he was in it. It was when they were trying to make him a thing. He's all right in Freaky Friday, and like he did a couple of movies around there that was okay. But yeah, he and then he floundered, did some Christian movies, and now he's found his nation.
You know what's weird too? He made 4 movies with Bruce Willis.
No,
Like,
but all those like direct-to-DVD movies. Yeah,
Survive the Night, Fortress, Survive the Game. Is that? Oh, and are they sequels? And then another Fortress movie. There's
Oh wow. Okay.
2 movies and 2 sequels. Weird.
Well, I mean, I think the early years was when he was still big for being in One Tree Hill as well. I think it was like,
Yeah.
this is a big start. It's like
One Tree Hill
when
time,
One Tree Hill ended, is like he really had nowhere to go.
Yeah, because like I remember watching him because when at the time I was dating this girl that wanted to watch every single horror movie that came out, no matter what. So we watched The Haunting in Connecticut 2, and he just started that one.
The Haunting in Connecticut 2, Ghosts of Georgia. What a stupid title.
Right.
Yeah. Haunting in Connecticut, not Connecticut.
Yeah, the first one was like okay at best, but yeah, I've never seen this version of Black Christmas. I've seen the 2019 one, so since I know it's on here, I'll wait to give my thoughts on that. But so I mean, it seems like it has a decent cast with like Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Michelle Trachtenberg, but I mean, it can't be as good as the original. And the House of Wax, yeah, I think the House of Wax is decent. Like I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think it's okay. So it's kind of like one of those borderline picks that I feel like. So I'll vote Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Get it out of here.
All right.
Or actually keep it here. So
keep it here
and make it the worst. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, more horror. We got Carrie and Pet Sematary.
Oh, oof.
I know Jordan hates one of these a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Malcolm first. Pet Sematary and Carrie.
So just to clarify, it's the Chloe Grace Moretz remake, not the TV one.
Correct. Yeah, the Chloe Grace Moretz, Julianne Moore.
I think a direct sequel.
Something like that. Yeah, it's kind of a continuing movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never got around to seeing the Pet Sematary remake. I'm still planning on going to see it, but I mean, but it's just one of those ones. Like when I go to movies, a lot of times, like I tend to go in with low expectations. I try not to get myself too hyped up for a movie because in that way I know that if my expectations are up here, but if they only hit here, I'll be disappointed in it, and I don't like being disappointed in movies. But yeah, I actually don't hate this version of Carrie. I think Chloe Grace Moretz is good in it, and and I think even Julianne Moore is just as good as the mum. So she do like this version of Carrie, so I'm going to go Pet Sematary.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I don't hate either of these movies necessarily. I've said this before, but evidently Chloe Grace Moretz likes horror remakes. She's done Carrie. She did Let Me In, and she also did Suspiria. That's quite interesting. But I liked Chloe Grace Moretz's performance in Carrie. I also like Julianne Moore. She's no Piper Laurie, but like she's still very good. I there were some issues with Pet Sematary, probably, and it's probably I don't know. I probably find it less watchable than Carrie, but like I don't vehemently hate it. So, but I'll vote for Pet Sematary. Sure.
Yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you got?
Yeah, this is. I think this is finally a matchup of two. Always. Right outside.
It's about family. It's a
right off Main Street.
Yeah, right.
Speed limit 10, and they assume it's 100.
Don't forget to watch Fast 10.
It's like 35.
You just hit the nozzle inside your window.
I've got a small dick. That's what that means.
It is a very straight road, about like half a mile. So
yeah.
But Yeah, I haven't seen either of these. Haven't seen either of the originals. So which double feature would I be more likely to put on? Probably Carrie. So I'll go with Pet Cemetery.
All right.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, this one's interesting for me because the Carrie remake, I promptly fell asleep about 40 minutes into that movie, and I have a problem with Chloe Grace Moretz in that movie. She's too pretty to be Carrie. There's a thing with the original where Sissy Spacek's weird looking. Chloe Grace Moretz
Now
not
that
weird
is
looking.
very true.
No, I'm
Very-
sorry. She's way too pretty to buy that. Like people pick on her, like bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't buy that for a second. So
That was my problem with Freaky. You know, like that.
like you
that
need
girl's
to
hot.
have like the point of Carrie was that Sissy Spacek was weird. Like she was a weird, lanky, kind of strange looking girl. Like you needed somebody like that.
Yeah,
But of course,
it's not like-
it's Hollywood, so we're afraid to cast ungood looking people. You know what I mean?
It's not like it's
Yeah.
not like it's not like Sissy Spacek like it was. It's just that she was sort of playing weird look. You could buy that
Yeah.
she'd be picked on, and then like with
Right.
like the freaky example, it's like Catherine Newton-Todd, right? She wouldn't be picked on. She had to be on.
Yeah.
But like
But
you
we
gotta
gave her a sweater and put her hair up with glasses.
Right.
So
It-
she's
it-
fluffy.
Right.
at least in like. I mean, that's not a
Fuck
good. So at least in that movie Monster, at least they uglified Charlize
So,
Theron.
yeah, no. They made her look like unattractive, like kind of. Yeah, they did what they could. Yeah, it's like to me, the Carrie thing doesn't work because of that, and so I just don't buy it. I saw Pet Cemetery. Like I didn't hate it. It's bland, but like I like John Lithgow in it. Like I think he's trying, and I didn't mind the gender swap either. I thought the girl playing the daughter was decent. When she gets zombified. So I'm gonna go Carrie on this one actually because that movie bored me, and I just disagree with the aesthetics of that one. So yeah.
Yeah, well, so Carrie, I thought that it was actually all right. Like it wasn't like great, but it was all right. I mean, it's back when Hollywood actually tried to sexify it or like bring a little sexy into their movies, which I don't think they do that very much now, except for Fast and Furious for some reason. That's like an anomaly. But like eventually, like that's a whole topic for another show of how they make every female look frumpy now in movies. But so I thought that it was fine. I mean, it's really hard to beat out Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie. Like those are like all-time performances. Like I don't necessarily love the original one. I just love those two performances. I think are like all-time performances, like Oscar-worthy. Like they're that good. So, Pet Cemetery, I cannot stand this movie. The whole entire time, like I really wanted to walk out, and I made myself stay. And it's like, what is happening? Like everything's just horrible. It's got Jason Clarke. It's already this guy that I don't.
Oh God,
I
you're Jason
don't
Clarke
like.
again.
Yeah, like he's the star for whatever reason. And then the little girl, like she's not really even that interesting. Like the mom, like really nothing really interesting. Even when the cat comes back, church, like oh my gosh, here's church, and like it just looks stupid and like really cheesy looking. I mean, John Lithgow's trying. I just don't think that they like wrote him like anything interesting to do. It's just like the old man sitting out in the woods or like whatever. But so yeah. Pet Cemetery sucks, so I'm gonna vote for that. Pet Cemetery. So
Yeah.
JP.
This one was a thinker because like they're both running that like 2.5 and I can't quite recommend territory for me here. But yeah, I think I just got to go with the one that I think at least intrigued me more and held me more, which or the opposite of that. Carrie held me, I think, a little bit more. Pet Cemetery, I was just kind of very ho-hummed and ready for it to kind of wrap up. So I'm going to give the Pet Cemetery.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, let's scroll down to One Missed Call and The Wicker Man. Richie.
All right. This probably might be pretty easy. At least with the Wicker Man, you get that iconic the bees not the bees scene. Yeah. But while it's it's got so bad it's good quality to it, and Nick Cage is always captivating. One Missed Call's unnecessary. It's bland. It's stupid. Another J horror misfire. So yeah, I'm gonna go One Missed Call here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Jacob.
So I've seen the original Wicker Man, have not seen this one, but I have seen that scene where like Nick Cage is in a bear costume.
Yeah.
And the memes that have stemmed from that. So at least this movie gave us something. I'm not sure about One Missed Call, but I'm not sure it gave us Nick Cage in a bear costume. So I'm gonna go with One Missed Call.
Yeah. Austin.
No, it's funny. The original One Missed Call is Takashi Miike. It's not even that good in the first place. It's one of his weaker movies, and they remade it, and they made it even more boring. Like it's somehow they made it even worse. Yeah, because again, it's more just American J horror like crap. And yeah, at least with Wicker Man, you have him like running around in a bear costume punching old ladies. Like at least that's fun. like I can have silly fun with that. As much as it's a vast step down from the original movie. I love the original Wicker Man. Yeah, it's silly, but you can have like drunk fun with Wicker Man. So I'll go with One Missed Call.
Yeah. So I haven't seen the original for either of these ones, but and One Missed Call is very forgettable because like when this came out, I was like, well, I've already seen like When a Stranger Calls or whatever. So then they got One Missed Call.
That'll be on here as well.
And so I have seen this, but I just don't remember. I'll remember it's like the detective coming to the door, but I didn't like that's like literally all I remember. So, yeah, the Wicker Man's not good, but at least you have crazy Nick Cage, just like running around in the woods doing some crazy stuff, trying to investigate cults and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll vote for One Missed Call. GPO?
All right, another one I've been ready to talk about. So yeah, I haven't seen Wicker Man. Like I said, I've kind of heard what you guys said. Like there can be some fun to be had, and it's at least like a watchable fun bad. I watched One Missed Call for the show, and oh my god, is this a shitty movie? First of all, they go with kind of like a CGI villain sometimes, like the monsters. I laughed at least 2 to 3 times based on the looks because they're just bad 2006, 7, whatever this is, like CGI. Where like it just looks funny. It doesn't even look scary. It just looks funny. Or like the way like the monster is supposed to look, or like the visions that they see. And also this might sound weird, but hear me out here. They ruin their own like lore at the beginning just to have like a jump scare. The first victim is killed off, and then after that they killed that victim's cat. The whole point is that you're supposed to answer the phone and you're part of this, like, this group of friends. Why did you kill the cat? They just did that just to simply throw in another scare because they just don't care in this movie.
Scares, yeah.
And again, you don't kill the kitty. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I'm not Wicker Man. One Missed Call gets my vote.
Yeah.
If you kill the kitty, you're gonna piss a lot of people off. So yeah.
No, but it also doesn't make any sense. Like it completely goes against because the things never kill anyone else that doesn't involve with the phones, but whatever.
That was only his 4th life, though, Jordan. He was okay.
Oh, so well, if they had showed the cat again, like
yeah, it's like Puss in Boots. He's like, oh shit, damn, why'd you kill him?
At least at least in Pet Cemetery, the cat comes back after they kill it. Come on, but Malcolm, what do you say?
I don't know. Dogs are better than cats, even though dogs are noisy. They're still better. Like I haven't seen either of these movies. I've seen the Not the Bees scene so many times. That's all I really know about the Wicker Man. But once again, though I'm judging against is how interesting is the cast. For One Missed Call, like, don't really have a lot of interesting cast. You got Megan Good in there. You got Margaret Cho. You've got Ray Wise, who is the vice president.
Megan Good's in it for 30 seconds. It's bullshit.
Ray Wise.
I didn't say she dies, although it's a horror
Not in
movie,
this.
so obviously she dies.
What do you mean, obviously?
But
Yeah, they killed the black person first. I said it. They did the cliche.
But the Wicker Man's got Nicolas Cage, so I'm going to vote for One Missed Call.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You go. Yeah. At least let's go for it. All right, let's go to The Haunting from '99 and Old Boy, the Spike Lee remake. Jacob.
Oh, this is Old Boy. That's Josh
Brolin, Elizabeth Olsen, Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Other ones got Liam Neeson and Owen Wilson.
So at least it has Elizabeth Olsen in it, which I'll give anything with Elizabeth Olsen in it a chance. Don't really know much about The Haunting, so it doesn't have Elizabeth Olsen in it, I'm assuming. So I will go
Nope.
with Haunting.
You're right.
I don't think she was acting yet.
Yeah, but Austin.
Yeah, it's Old Boy's another one. I fell asleep 45 minutes in a movie watching it in the theater because it's just dull. Like everybody's trying. I'm not a Spike Lee fan, anyways. He was completely wrong. Like if you could have miscasting for a director, like he's completely miscast to be the director of Old Boy. Like that makes no sense. He doesn't have the style or the aesthetics. I think The Haunting is the bigger crime because it should work. It's like Jan de Bont coming off of like Speed, and Twister. Like he's a decent director, and you got a good cast with Liam Neeson, and Catherine Zeta-Jones, Owen Wilson, Bruce Dern. Like you got a good cast, and like it just fails. Like it's not scary at all. It's just really silly and stupid. So this is tough. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is tough, but I'll go. The Haunting is stupider. Like Old Boy at least has Josh Brolin's trying, but yeah, he's got a bad director at the helm. So,
Yeah. Yeah, so The Haunting for me is kind of a guilty pleasure. Like I actually kind of like it, and like for as bad as it is, I know it's cheesy and the effects are like really bad, but I kind of like him just like running around in this house, like and just crazy things are happening to him. And you throw Catherine Zeta-Jones in there. Lily Taylor's kind of like one of the cheesy kind of other people in the house, and Bruce Dern. You got like Old Man Dern in there, but like Old Boy, like that's a tall order. Like you're talking about for me, like one of the like movies that I hope it's in the IMDb top 100 of all time. I'm not sure. I feel like it should be though. That movie is like a masterpiece, and like it's just really hard to remake it. Like don't remake masterpieces. If your movie comes out and it's a masterpiece, don't touch it. Like just leave it. So, so I think the bigger crime here is just the fact that Old Boy was even remade. So I'm just gonna go Old Boy. So, JPO.
I remember having an okay amount of fun with The Haunting back in the day, buying it from Blockbuster. I didn't have a case, so it was really cheap. I don't think I've revisited it much since. As you kind of said, like I suppose Elizabeth does not live up to the original. If you like Elizabeth Olsen, Jacob, there's a great scene that later on becomes a horrible scene. That's all I'm going to say.
I know she's referring.
So I guess my vote. I'm going to give it to Old Boy.
Yeah.
Old Boy is at 71 on the top 250.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So, Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean the Haunting is also good guilty pleasure for me. Like I actually do enjoyed this as well. And I think it's a lot of fun. Like it's one of those ones like I've never actually seen the original. I think but I do plan on checking it out at some stage. But it's just one of those ones I've always kind of liked. I haven't seen Old Boy, but I'm going to vote for Old Boy.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I remember having a preview copy, like, because my dad owned a video store, so we had a preview copy of The Haunting before it got released on VHS, and I think, just VHS at the time. It does have guilty pleasure qualities to it. There's like, there's a, spoiler for whatever. I think this came out in 1999, so I just spoiler for an old movie. There's a scene that rivals Jason Takes Manhattan, where Owen Wilson gets punched and his head rolls off. And it's funny. It's funny. But yeah, so other than that, it's not that scary. But yeah, that Old Boy isn't unnecessary. Yeah, Spike Lee directing this is baffling. It's not really something he would usually do. So it just doesn't. It's not. It's it's a weird existence, this movie. So I'll go Old Boy, because you can have fun with Haunting, even though it's pretty bad.
all right.
Yeah, that Owen Wilson scene. For me, that kind of adds to the quality of like so bad it's good. So yeah.
I got Flatliners and Straw Dogs. Okay, so I'm up first. I saw Straw Dogs in the theater. That was before I saw the original one with Dustin Hoffman. Yeah, Straw Dogs is not good. It's just very mean-spirited and has not a lot of redeeming qualities. But Flatliners is really boring and really shitty and coma-inducing. You know, I know it's like, yeah, this movie will make you flatline. You will go unconscious watching this movie. It's really piss poor. I don't even love the original one. And so, I mean, in concept, it should be better because the original one's not great. But this one's worse. So I'll go Flatliners is worse.
Yeah, so I was gonna try to watch Flatliners because I really like the original one, and like I looked and looked and looked everywhere for this movie because I didn't want to pay for a movie that has 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4%. So I'm like, I'm not paying for it, and like you can't even torrent this thing, like you cannot like find it anywhere. I searched like the crevices of the internet to try to
Nobody
do that.
cares.
Even
Yeah,
bootleggers were like, I'm not wasting my time.
Nah, I'm
on
not
it."
wasting my
Yeah.
time uploading a copy of this shit.
Yeah, right. So, but I have seen Straw Dogs, and I remember that my ex fiance, when I went to go see it with her in theater, she was like viscerally, it hit her like pretty viscerally, like the rape scene and all that. Like she almost wanted to walk out. It is like really intense for her. So, and yeah, but even so, like I think that there is some merit to Straw Dogs versus probably no merit to Flatliners. Even though I haven't seen it, I tried, but I'm gonna vote Flatliners. JPO.
Yeah, this one's tough because I'm not a huge fan of either one of these. Kind of as Pez said, like, and you kind of too, like Straw Dogs is kind of icky. Not really something I want to go back to, but Flatliners, the joke's right there. Flatlines. Oh man, I wouldn't mind either one of these going through. I think Flatliners is even worse though, so I'll go Flatliners.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm, what do you say here?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've never heard of Straw Dogs before. I've never heard of I've never even heard of the original until now.
The original one was
Dustin
like
Hoffman.
it's like a grimy 70s Dustin Hoffman, but at least it's mean spirited, but in that 70s way. Like there were a lot of 70s movies that were like that, where it was like, you know, kind of grindhousey. But yeah, like it's at least got some class to it with Dustin Hoffman, like from the 70s.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's something going there. Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those ones, like looking at the cast of Straw Dogs, you'd think a movie with James Marsden, Kate Bosworth, Alexander Skarsgård, James Woods, and Walton Goggins would actually be good. But then I saw Dominic Purcell's are there as well. So, and this was about the time they tried making him a thing, because he was also in Blade Trinity. But yeah, I mean, I'm ironically like. I'm probably still going to check out Straw Dogs at some stage. Flatliners, I've seen. I'm probably not in a hurry to go rewatch that. So I'm going to go Flatliners.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't seen Straw Dogs, the original or the remake. But yeah, I've seen Flatliners, both of them, and yeah, this is just very boring. Every other cast looks bored. Elliot Page looks bored. Everyone looks bored in this movie.
Diego Luna looks bored. Everybody looks bored.
Yeah.
And then they got Kiefer Sutherland back for this movie. He's playing a different character.
Yeah. Why can't he just play the original character and be like a cameo?
Yeah.
That's just weird. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go Flatliners.
Yeah. Well, Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob.
Apparently, I only like to watch good movies. That's what I'm going with tonight because I haven't seen either of these movies either, and so it seems like the consensus is Flatliners. So I'll just fall in line and go Flatliners.
Yeah.
All right, we got The Fog and Clash of the Titans.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Jordan.
So I've never seen the Fog. I've never even seen the original Fog. So I should probably see the original because I heard that one's good. But yeah. So I don't really know much about it. And Clash of the Titans is just cheesy and just bad. Like honestly, like the best memory that I have is when I went to the theater. Afterwards, I went to go use the bathroom and didn't realize that my neighbor was at the theater. He's in one of the stalls and like he just shouts out, "Release the Kraken while he's in a stall. Like I'm just like wow. So trying to make a funny in there, but yeah, I mean,
That joke
I've seen Clash of the Titans, and it's all right, I guess. I don't know. So I'll just vote for the Fog. So yeah, JPO.
I'm more or less with you on this. Yeah, I didn't hate Clash of the Titans. I thought, all right, I don't love it, or I don't know if I'd even recommend it, but like it's a fine enough action piece. The Fog I never saw. I mean, it is abysmal on Rotten Tomatoes. I heard the ending's bad, so yeah, I just never got to it. So I think I got to give it to that, at least personally, the Fog.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm.
Yeah, so I just looked up the Fog and saw the running time. Apparently, the unrated cut that they probably put on DVD is only 3 minutes longer than what they showed in theaters.
Whoa, what a great 3 minutes that would be.
Yeah. 3 minutes of bonus footage.
So apparently, this 3 minutes that was too raunchy for theaters that they could put on.
There's a lot of those though where it's like the unrated cut and it's like a minute longer. It'll be like one shot, like one gore shot, and that's it.
It's just
there's some horrible ones, man. John Tucker Must Die. They get something like they show like a bra instead. You know what I mean? Like there's some really just to get you to want to buy it kind of thing.
Just trying to get more money out of you. It's like unrated.
But yeah, I mean, I actually didn't mind the Clash of the Titans remake. I actually only recently saw the original with Maggie Smith in it just recently. But the remake was actually pretty good, and I enjoyed it. The Fog is. Though I remember watching this, around the time I was watching this movie, was like, Tom Welling is good in Smallville. What happened to him in this? So yeah, I'm going to go to the Fog.
Yeah. Richie, you go.
If more people had seen The Fog, you'd be advocating for this to almost win the whole tournament. This remake is horrendous.
It sucks.
It is terrible. This doesn't work on any level. And Clash of the Titans is okay. I don't even think it's that bad. So, yes, The Fog, 100%.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you got?
I don't care. The Fog.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, no, I also kind of like both Clash and Wrath of the Titans. Like, I don't think they're the greatest thing, but like, I don't mind them. I think Sam Worthington's fine in them. Liam Neeson's fine. Like, I think there's some decent stuff in there. I don't think they're that bad. The Fog stinks. Like, it really stinks. And like, in the original one is really good, like the John Carpenter movie. And they think they're so clever because Tom Welling's name in this is Nick Castle, which is the name of the guy who originally played Michael Myers. So we're so clever, and like. And just every actor is very, very bad in this movie. They have horrible, stupid reactions to when their friends die. The CGI is atrocious. Yeah, it's The Fog is horrific. It should make it far in this tournament, honestly. So I know you guys haven't seen it, but it's really, really bad. Swept Away and Annie.
All right.
So, JPO. That's the Swept Away with Madonna. Yeah.
And Blanny.
Do I gotta vote on this round? Yeah, these are blind spots for me. Neither one of these would seem up my alley at the time, and then the reviews confirmed that it's not up my alley because it's also bad. Is this Guy Ritchie's movie? It is Guy Ritchie. Yes, Ritchie. Because he was dating her at the time.
They were dating at the time of this movie, and it was shit. Yeah,
I've heard never a good thing about this. Annie, I gotta imagine, has moments. I mean, look at this cast. And she looks adorable, so I gotta give it to Swept Away.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say?
Funny enough, even though they're not actually in the movie, this is the second remake that's popped up on the list that's involved both Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, because Jada Pinkett Smith, I think, was in The Woman.
Okay.
But they were both producers on Annie, which is funny.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean,
Jada Pinkett's done wonders for Will Smith's career, hasn't he?
Well, and you know, she's done even better, you know, producing that Black Cleopatra Netflix thing that's getting sued by Egypt. All of Egypt
Wow.
is suing that movie. It's
Jeez.
not good.
Interesting.
But I mean, I actually don't mind any. It's not better than the original. Like the original still leagues better, but I like it wasn't bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea Sweet Ray was a remake. I just thought it was a original movie done by Madonna, which was still really bad. So I'm still gonna go Swept Away regardless.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I forgot Swept Away as a remake as well. Yeah, and I think there's actually ultimately it felt like a vanity project between Madonna and Guy Ritchie, and I think this ultimately hurt their relationship. But they broke up not long after this movie because it bombed terribly. But yeah, funny thing about Annie, I think they wanted Will and Jada wanted Willow Smith in this movie, and she turned it down. I think that's kind of funny. Yeah, and yeah, this movie's Annie is horrendous. Like I think this is maybe like Cameron Diaz quit acting after this for ages, and then suddenly just come back, and I think she's quit again. Ironically, because of a movie she did with Jamie Foxx. Look, I've got nothing to compare it to with Swept Away with the original. I've got the original Annie is fine. I think it's charming, the original Annie. So the remake of Annie is unnecessary and it's shit. So I'm gonna Annie.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you say?
I'm not even sure why I signed up for this episode. Apparently, it's just to brag about all the bad movies I haven't seen. Oh, you guys had to watch this garbage? I'll go Swept Away because I might actually watch Annie.
Well, you know,
Sure.
guys like me and Richie are just like glutton for punishment. So you know,
I did watch. Yeah, I mean, I have seen some bad movies. I did watch.
We're more like fascinated by bad movies, I think, than you, Jacob. So like, I'll watch a bad movie. Yeah, that's on here somewhere. Yeah. I'll also go Annie because Swept Away is just stupid. But like, yeah, I haven't seen the original one, so I don't know what to compare it to. But yeah, that original movie is really good, and this one's not. So I'll go Annie.
Just like most of the movies in the best remakes, Sweet Ray is based on an Italian movie.
Yeah.
Well, I've never even heard of Swept Away, so I don't even really know what that is. I guess it's a Madonna movie with like Elizabeth Banks or something. But yeah, Annie is bad. Like, it's not good. Like, the sun will not come out tomorrow for Annie. It's just not, and it's bad. And shout out. Like, there's a rumor going around Jamie Foxx got like paralyzed and like blind from a COVID vaccine. I don't know how much of that is actually
it wasn't
true.
a vaccine.
So,
He had a stroke.
Yeah. Well, he said. Well, the rumor is that from the vaccine he got a brain clot, but I don't know. Like,
No. That'd be conspiracy theorists going, yeah, no, it's a vaccine.
Yeah, right. So it's all
every time a health issue comes up, it's always a vaccine. No.
Yeah. It's like another feel for the conspiracy theorists. Yeah, but yeah, Annie though is it is not good. I just don't really care for anyone that's in this, especially Cameron Diaz. She's probably the worst part of this thing. And I just don't know enough about Swept Away, so I'll vote Annie.
All right, I have our first tie of the night, so it goes to JPO.
Who's not
there?
Who's not there? Of course he is.
Not here.
What did he vote for originally? He voted for Swept Away, I think, originally. So
Yeah.
All right, so Swept Away for now.
You can give it to him because he didn't actually leave like Brian did.
Yeah.
So, he's still here somewhere.
All right, got two more Disney remakes: Pinocchio and Mulan. Malcolm, tell us how much you like. Tell us how much you like both these movies.
Brian was predicting Pinocchio would be in the final, so we'll see.
He shows up just in time for the Disney thing.
Yeah,
he posted that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Mulan at least tried to do something different because they tried to sort of weave more onto the original sort of mythology into into the thing and try and make it more closer to the actual fable of Mulan. I'm not too sure about the fables. And so it was, but from what I understand, is the fable didn't have Mushu in it. Anyway, that was the reason. Tropico Gabers, I kind of didn't like Mushu in the original animated movie anyway, so I'm not too worried about losing him. But Mulan was still pretty decent. Like, it wasn't bad. Look, Pinocchio was just not good. Like, they CGI'd things that didn't necessarily need to be CGI'd. It was basically Tom Hanks talking to a whole bunch of nothing for a lot of that movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just going to go to Pinocchio because it's just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like I can see why maybe people would have like fun with Milan. Yeah, but it's definitely different. But yeah, I think Nikki Caro tried something different. She was like, but yeah, Pinocchio. I'm glad we got I'm glad it's sort of public domain and we got a different one at the at the end of the
Del Toro one.
end of the year. The Del Toro one is great. This one, the Pinocchio just looks ugly. He's kind of freaky. I don't know why they CGI'd him. This Pinocchio doesn't work. And Tom Hanks is not even that great in this movie. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna say Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you say?
I don't dislike Mulan. I think it's a decent movie. They made some changes to it that I can see why people would get upset with it, but I didn't mind it. Pinocchio feels like pretty much a shot for shot that they wanted to make something for Disney Plus Day, and they said Pinocchio it is. Let's get everyone's America's Uncle Tom Hanks and do this thing. And I got some enjoyment out of it, but the more I thought about it, I was like, never mind. So I'm gonna go with Pinocchio here because I would rewatch Mulan 100 times before I rewatch Pinocchio.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah. I didn't watch Mulan. I don't even care enough about the original one, like to write it into this one. But yeah, Pinocchio, it's Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis. You made Forrest Gump and Castaway. Like, you've made good movies. And this is
They
what
also
we got.
made Welcome to Marwin, so things happen.
That's true. But it's
that was Steve Carell.
Why not? Yeah, I think Tom Hanks might have produced that one too, though.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But why the fuck would you do the original animated Pinocchio and throw him in this movie with live action people? It just doesn't look good. It's stupid. And I'd rather watch Geppetto with Drew Carey than watch this movie again.
Yeah, right.
Or the Jonathan Taylor Thomas movie from the 90s. Anybody remember that movie?
Oh yeah.
Remember that? I'd rather watch those movies. So yeah, I'll say Pinocchio's worse.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun matchup for me, I think, just because when the trailers came out for Pinocchio, like a lot of my family members, especially my sister, she's a huge Disney person. She worked at Disney World and all that stuff. So when I saw the trailers for Pinocchio, I was like, this looks great. This is going to be awesome. And they're bringing back all the original music and everything looked awesome. And then we actually saw the movie and holy crap. Yeah, that movie sucks. I don't even know what they were doing. Like, they got a big voice cast with Luke Evans and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Keegan-Michael Key, all that, and it just doesn't work. And Mulan, actually appreciate what they did because if you know me, my favorite Disney movie or if it's animated is Mulan, and they went without any music, which I kind of appreciated because I'm not a big musicals guy, and so they just made it like a straight up action movie, and it kind of worked for me. Like, I didn't think that it was terrible. I mean, I kind of wish that they would have had Mushu in it, but it wasn't a huge deal for me. Like I actually liked Mulan. I didn't love it. It's probably one of the borderlines that, for me personally, I would maybe even put it on the good remakes. So I'll vote for Pinocchio. GPO.
Yeah, this is a fun round because what's the more unnecessary reboot remake. I actually never finished Mulan. I kind of tried a couple times. It just didn't sink me in. But I don't feel it's as egregiously unnecessary as the Pinocchio, which kind of looked odd and was not even the best Pinocchio of the year. Not the worst Pinocchio of the year. But I'll get my vote here, Pinocchio.
Are you saying you don't like the Pauly Shore one with John Heed?
The Russian movie where they dubbed it over with Pauly Shore? Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even think Pinocchio looked good from the trailers either, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I know it's just an adaptation, but fuck Robin Hood with Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
Really sucks. And the Pink Panther, which also sucks. So, Richie.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so man, Ridley Scott's a mixed bag. But yeah, Robin Hood just and like with that cast, Robin Hood. I mean, Russell Crowe and Cate Blanchett are phenomenal actors. Yeah, I love them. But yeah, man, yeah. Again, it's just a case of actors knowing. I think they're in a bland movie. They look bored in this movie. Yeah, like it's not the worst Robin Hood movie. I think there's one with Taron Egerton that came out later on. It's pretty bad. But this one is boring. It is very boring, and overly long. Big Panther. Like this is very stupid. And not in a good way, not in a good Peter Sellers way, like just in a cringy. Oh my god, what are you doing with your Christy Martin kind of way? Yeah, not funny. Just cringy. I can handle a boring movie more than I can handle cringy comedy because that makes me feel more uncomfortable. So I'll go Pink Panther.
Sure, yeah. Jacob.
So I've said before that I don't like the term guilty pleasure. But if I were ever to use it, I would use it on the Pink Panther because for whatever reason, I get some enjoyment out of this, and I can watch it no problem, and I can get a few laughs. So for that reason, I will actually go with the movie that I have not seen, and I will go with Robin Hood.
Yeah. Well, Austin?
Yeah, Robin Hood is boring. It stinks. It's another movie I thought just went on forever in the theater. But when this matchup came up, I go, oh, I would vote for it, except for the Pink Panther is really bad comedy. And Steve Martin, I don't know what he's doing in this movie, but it's not Peter Sellers. And yeah, the only thing worse than kind of a boring epic movie is like comedy that doesn't work and that isn't funny. That might be worse because that's more uncomfortable and just seems like it takes forever. So I'll go Pink Panther because that movie stinks and the sequel's worse. But we'll talk about that when we do comedy sequels. Yeah, that movie might be worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of interesting because if we were talking about the sequel to Pink Panther, that movie is absolutely atrocious. I put that when we were doing worst movies ever made of all time, and Pink Panther 2. That movie sucks. This movie is bad. It is, but I think the other one's worse. And Robin Hood is just boring. Like it's another snooze fest, and it's one where Russell Crowe's in like Shakespeare kind of mode where he's just like being thespian Russell Crowe, and like there's nothing happening. Who wants a freaking Robin Hood where there's barely any action? They're just talking about their plans for everything. Like I actually walked out of this. Like I was with my ex-fiance at the time. We looked at each other like, you want to get out of here? This movie sucks. And we left. So I think I got to give it to Robin Hood because it's a movie that like on paper sounded good and it was atrocious. So yeah, Robin Hood. JPO, if you're around. Well,
no. All right, Malcolm.
He's not. We'll go to Malcolm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've seen Robin Hood. If I have, I just don't remember it. But
is that forgettable?
But I also really enjoy the first Pink Panther movie. Like,
God,
but I mean, it's one of those ones like Pink Panther's only 90 minutes, so it's a good length time. Robin Hood's longer than it needed to be, so I'm gonna go Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Well, for right now
Well,
it's 3-2. JPO didn't vote yet, but for right now, I can switch it if we
So,
come back.
JPO, you're here.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Am I gonna make a factor here? Because I'm gonna vote for Pink Panther.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah. You know.
So, well, it means it's tied and it goes to Malcolm, so he's still gonna vote for Robin Hood because he likes Pink Panther.
Wait, I never made a tiebreaker.
Yeah, you did, but you're
Unintentionally, you were not there. So we don't know what you originally voted for.
Yeah, it was when you.
Yeah, it's when
You left, and it was a tie, so we won't know what you
it was
voted for.
swept away, and
Yeah.
the other one, but you voted swept away, so you just assumed that you'd vote for swept away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I would have changed my mind. Not fair enough.
No. The Mummy and Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Jacob.
Again, a horror remake that I don't mind. I'm not gonna say it's a good movie, but it's one that I can watch, and yeah, sure. But I haven't seen the remake of The Mummy, and everything I've heard, I don't plan on it. So I'll go with The Mummy.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, The Mummy stinks, but at least it has Tom Cruise, and he's trying. He's trying to add his stuff with it. I rewatched Friday the 13th not that long ago because I think Henry and I were like ranking them, and I hadn't seen it since the theater. And like that movie's baffling because it's like tries to do all this shit where like Jason's smart and he has like underground tunnels and booby traps and he's like somehow doing all this shit, and then it's like a greatest hits of part 1 through 4, just of all the kills and the setups, and like it's just kind of boring too. I'm gonna go Friday the 13th on this one.
Yeah. So for all the hate that the Tom Cruise Mummy gets, like I don't really like have that much hate for it. I think that it's a fine movie. I actually like kind of like it. I mean, like I think Tom Cruise, like he's being Tom Cruise, like he's almost never bad, and I really like Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll in it. I thought that he was great. I would have loved to see a spin-off Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde with Russell Crowe, and I thought Jake Johnson was kind of fun in it too, and I like the look of Sophia Boutella. I don't really care for like what she was doing in the movie. She was maybe the worst part, but yeah, I just think that the studio just kind of jumped the gun with like wanting to make this whole shared universe, and like it just didn't quite work for them. And yeah, the Friday the 13th, yeah, like it's just I'm kind of on the same page as Austin. Like it's just baffling. Like if Jason doing things like he doesn't normally do, and like you get a backstory of him too, and it's just weird, and like
he also
like, just
kidnaps one of the women for like a week.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Like why is he holding women hostage when he kills everybody else? It's just for the purposes of the plot so that Jared Padalecki can look for her. It just it doesn't make any sense, like at all. Yeah.
And also too, I remember seeing this damn trailer like in front of everything over and over because they had a bridge scene in the trailer that they just played over and over.
Which isn't that at the end?
Yeah, like where I got sick of it. Yeah, so I'll vote for Friday the 13th. Yeah. GPO.
Yeah, Mummy is a bit of a mess, but there's definitely you see the potential lying within it for sure. Like I even wouldn't have hated a sequel to kind of see where we could course correct and kind of get back on track. We unfortunately never got there. Friday the 13th, yeah, I'm kind of with the last couple of votes here. Anything new it does, I don't like, and then everything else is just kind of a retread. Like this was a very unnecessary reboot. I didn't like anything. Like I said, I didn't like anything new that they tried to attempt. And I was just kind of bored by it. Jason's always been one of my least favorite villains because he's just a dude chopping, people I don't care about. And that's kind of, again, what we see here. I don't care about any of these people. So, yeah, Friday the 13th gets my vote here.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they just made it so they wouldn't lose the rights to it. Because I feel like they're going to keep making Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street movies every time they're about to lose the rights to it. So we're going to get it. We're going to
Hellraiser as well.
I mean, it's as good as a lot of these sequels. Like, so.
Yeah, right. So, Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, the Friday the 13th remake is actually kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I do like it. I remember somehow it actually made our top horror movies of the 2000s. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that poll, and yeah, I'm not going to be as dickish as some other people on the poll, but that was baffling.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, weird.
I honestly can't remember how it got there because I know, like, we had Paige
how
Reedy
either.
on the episode, but I know I think she was the one that brought it up, but I can't remember who else suggested.
I think like Chad Webb like voted for it, like he likes it. I don't know. It was a whole bit. Yeah, I was baffled.
Yeah.
So, and that was when I was like, Malcolm, you have to have me on for these other decades. I will not allow this. Blasphemy.
Yeah.
What is happening? Like, what is going on?
Well, for our decade thing, it did not make it far.
No.
I mean, like, in all honesty, I think it still ended up at the bottom of that list anyway. It wasn't anywhere near the top, but
yeah. Do you think Mark Edward Hoyt would vote for this movie? Not a chance. He was on that. Yeah.
But that being said, like, The Mummy is not that good. And I think had the movie actually made money, because it only made 410 million worldwide, and from what I read on the Wikipedia, apparently they were saying like needed to make at least 450 to at least break even. Then we would have gotten the like the rest of the universe, but because the first one to make money, then they just kind of can't. It's just forgot. So, but I'm still sort of going to slightly go Friday the 13th though, just because I think the movie is still somewhat more interesting.
Yeah, that's another topic I want to do for like a podcast or something. Why movie studios feel the need to spend so much damn money on these movies? So you got to make $500,000 just to get your freaking money back. It's like crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I think the problem is with The Mummy, they put too much. Shut up, Don Farnham. They put too much of their eggs in one basket. They're like, even when the opening to the movie, right, is like, instead of Universal, it says Universal Monsters. You're like, oh, okay, you're really trying to make this work. And it's just like, yeah. And then they had all those plans. I think like, was it Angelina Jolie was going to be Bride of Frankenstein? I think obviously Johnny Depp was going to be Invisible Man. I think
Russell Crowe was going to do a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing like he did in the movie.
I think Ryan Gosling or someone was going to be the Wolfman, someone like that. It's going to be Wolfman. And then I was like, oh, cool. But yeah, it's just like this movie wasn't that good. And then the people, and then bad word of mouth. It's like, oh, now we got to, yeah. Like if you just focus on this movie being good, you kind of ran before you could walk, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think if you ignore that, it's just a disjointed movie. There's elements that are decent. Friday the 13th is just, it's not even. I thought Jared Padalecki. It's the second horror remake that's on this list. That he started. So yeah. But yeah, I'll go Friday the 13th. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I misspoke. Like these movies nowadays need to make $500 million just to make their money back.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
All right, so jump to the other side. We'll probably speed it up just a tad because we're running a little behind on that, ranting and raving. So
we spend a little bit too long on the bad movies.
Yeah, right. Yeah, more time than these movies deserve. Yeah, because they're shit.
Right.
That's all right. We'll speed.
But it's fun to talk about shit sometimes.
Giving it more time than half the screenwriters did.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we got Red Dawn and Godzilla from '98. Me. The Red Dawn movie again is another one that's just boring. I'm not even a big fan of the original one. But yeah, them like even changing it from like China to North Korea just so they could try to make Chinese box office money was kind of stupid. But yeah, as a Godzilla fan, as you guys know I am, that '98 movie is like not even a Godzilla movie. It's just like, what the fuck is this? It's you don't show it for most of the time. The design stinks. It's all in the rain, so like it's bad. So Jordan, it's the thing you talked about Pacific Rim, where everything's raining and it's in the dark the whole time.
Yeah, it's in the dark, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and literally it's raining the entire movie. Then they do bad Jurassic Park stuff with like making them like little velociraptors at the end running around Madison Square Garden. It's really stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say Godzilla is worse.
Yeah, that's another one of my pet peeves that they do in her movies. Every time you have an intense scene, why do you have to make it rain to make it feel more intense? You don't have to do that. If you have good writing and you do it right, you don't have to make it rain every time it's intense. You know,
Make it rain.
Yeah, right. But yeah, like I actually kind of like Red Dawn. Like I like the cast. Yeah, I like having like Chris Hemsworth in there, like Josh Peck. I think he's an underrated actor. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in there, Josh Hutcherson. So it's decent, but yeah, Godzilla is not a Godzilla movie. Like I don't know whatever happened to Matthew Broderick, but he was so cool back in the '80s, and now he's just like a dork.
I think he killed somebody.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. But,
He literally did.
yeah. Did he really? Like, is that
that's the thing. I'm not just being.
He like
Really?
killed somebody in like a car accident in Ireland or something.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot! Like, was that recently, or like when did that happen?
No.
That was in
Oh, like,
'97.
Oh, really? It's in '97. So before Godzilla came out.
Yeah,
Interesting.
he saw the test screening of this movie and went.
Yeah, right. But the cast is just weird. Like you got Gene Reno in there, Hank Azaria. Like I don't know. It just seems weird. Yeah, it's just like it doesn't feel like a Godzilla movie. But I do.
Jean Reno. He's appeared 3 times so far. Poor guy.
Yeah, but I do kind of like the soundtrack sort of. Like I like the Green Day and like the P Diddy and like whatever's in there for the time frame. I don't go back to it too much now, but back then. So, but I'm gonna vote for Godzilla. Yeah, it's worse. So, JPO.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. We're making 3-0 so far. Red Dawn's just kind of whatever for me. You know what I mean? It's America. Fuck yeah, the movie. But
Yeah.
and then when I go back to Godzilla definitely annoys me more. Even then, man, I saw it when it first came out, didn't like it. Tried to revisit it, didn't like it. It's just it's not good. So Godzilla.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say?
I mean, Matthew Broderick hasn't gone like he just hasn't been making as much movies as he used to. Like he's
in
going
that
I just
Jennifer
say-
Lawrence movie.
He's in that comedy.
Well, you
Jennifer
fuck
Lawrence.
no
son.
Hard Feelings coming out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, I was trying to say he was cool in the '80s, and now he's a nerd now. So yeah.
But I mean, funny enough, I actually don't hate the Godzilla remake. Like,
Of course.
look, it's more of a case of I've never really been into. I've never seen the original ones and stuff. Like, I've never really.
I
been
know,
one
but
to
like
sort of-
you don't like Independence Day, but you like Godzilla. Godzilla's a worse movie than Independence Day. Like objectively, it's a worse movie.
I mean, this is sadly my intro to Godzilla too.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't say it was better than Independence Day. I hate them both equally. But I'm going to go Red Dawn just because I've not heard of it, and it's a Christmas movie I didn't even know existed until now.
Yeah. Richie, what do you got here?
I think Red Dawn's one of those ones where I think probably Chris Hemsworth made it like maybe before he blew up as Thor.
No, he made it then.
got
It sat
paid
on the
for
shelf. It sat on the shelf like Cabin in the Woods, and they both came out.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Wow, he's a star. Let's pull this out. Let's push this out."
Yeah.
We got Chris out. We didn't know
Like,
who
sweet, we got a movie on the shelf that's ready to go.
Yeah. So but yeah, and it's just boring. Godzilla, even I watched this as a kid, and as a kid you're supposed to, it's like moving pictures. I like everything. This is boring. This was and I think this was. I mean, I think I saw like brief snippets of like like the old Japanese movies, but like the full length. This was my introduction to Godzilla, and this was bad. It was horrendous. Godzilla looks bad. Yeah, Matthew Broderick. Like, if you do like maybe a podcast of actors, I just don't get. I don't know. Matthew Broderick's up there. I just don't see him as a leading dude. I don't know. He's just too. He's not. I mean, he might have been. People might have liked him in Ferris Bueller, but yeah, he's just. I don't know. He's just not. I don't buy him as this like cool dude. It's just. I don't know. I'm not a fan. So yeah, Godzilla all the way. Yeah.
Well, one of these days, Austin, you have to go back and tell us what are the good Godzilla movies, because all the recent ones have sucked, kind of like. So it's got to be like
it's funny.
some good ones out there.
Again, I've said it. Out of the recent MonsterVerse, the best movie in that one is the King Kong movie. Skull Island is the best one.
Yeah.
And I'm the Godzilla fan. And yeah, no, I could tell you the good ones out of like the ones in the 90s. Like it's all the Japanese ones, but like the ones in the 90s that are fun, and some of the 2000s, and like a couple of the 70s ones are all right. Like I could make you a list of the good fun ones, but yeah.
Yeah, because it's like we just need a freaking Godzilla movie, which is him just going around the city just killing people and stomping on things and destroying buildings.
It's
like,
called Shin Godzilla. It's one of the Japanese ones that came out in 2016. All the Japanese
not like a
ones
bunch of politics and like military shit in between.
All the Japanese ones have that, Jordan, and
Yeah,
they don't
right.
know how to do that in America. So I don't know what it is.
Weird, but Jacob, what do you think here?
Yeah, that Matthew Broderick car crash you guys were talking about happened in '87, not '97.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah, so
it happened right as he blew up. In it, you know, like
yeah, and apparently, the I think it was the brother or something of the person that got killed. They were gonna meet up in like 2003, and then it never happened. And then Matthew Broderick was in a I think it was a Super Bowl commercial for Honda in 2012, and the guy was like, "Yeah, we still haven't met up." So he's like not the best choice for a car commercial, but you know, whatever. I have not.
Or is he a great choice because he probably knows how the airbags work?
Was he on
25 years?
Was he on the commercial with Caitlyn Jenner?
I don't know.
Anyway,
might have been.
If this was the Apollo, would be getting that broomstick, and I don't think anyone got it. Was she in a car accident? I have no idea.
So, but what do you want?
Are we done now? Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Godzilla, just because I've seen it. Don't like it. If you like it, good for you. But I'm just not a fan.
Yeah. When a Stranger Calls. There you go. And House on Haunted Hill. All right. Jordan.
Yeah. So this just tells you what kind of movies my family grew up with, because my dad always talks about how he saw the original When a Stranger Calls, and like it was one of the scariest moments when like he's calling from inside the house or like whatever, and then like you said that just like terrified him when he was a kid. But I mean, there's way scarier things than that in movies nowadays. But and I've never seen House on Haunted Hill. It's actually a blind spot that like I've been meaning to watch this thing forever, because I think it came out like shortly after The Haunting came out. I remember, and like
I think they're like roughly the same year as well, something like that.
Yeah, so I meant to see it, but it was one of those things where like I was a teenager, and my family was like still discouraging me from like seeing R-rated movies, so I just didn't get to it. But so I'll just probably vote for When a Stranger Calls, because that movie's just dumb. So yeah. But JPO,
you made the right decision. Okay. House on Haunted Hill. It's another late '90s, probably not that great. Maybe nostalgia pick for me here, just because that's kind of my time of horror. So I didn't mind it. It's got a fun cast here. Even Chris Kattan from SNL, Jeffrey Rush is fun. Ali Larder from Final Destination, like. It's all right. Spike from Buffy is the camera guy.
Bridget Wilson from Billy
There
Madison.
you go. So hot, want to touch the hiney. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Nice.
So like, what I mean? Like I don't hate it. It's a movie, they got, little ghost story, little killing off characters here and there. So When a Stranger Calls sucks. It is boring. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I only saw it the once, so we never go back. Nothing happens for like that first 45 minutes. It's all just like, is someone in the house, just really building up to it. And then when even finally shit starts to go down, it's still not that much better. So yeah, When a Stranger Calls definitely gets my vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, this is the third movie that's popped up tonight that features Katie Cassidy. But she's also in Black Christmas, which came out the same year as When a Stranger Calls, and she was also in Nightmare on Elm Street. But I haven't seen either of these. So just going on how interesting the cast is, I'm more interested in House on Haunted Hill, so I'm going to go When a Stranger Calls.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I think I've seen House on Haunted Hill because we had a preview copy of it down at a video store, so it was there. But I don't know. Again, like probably like Jordan, I was probably young at the time, so I don't know if I was allowed to watch it. But I think I might have snuck it in at some point. My parents were a bit lenient at some point, so I did. I probably did watch it, but it didn't stick with me, whatever it was. But yeah, I have seen A Stranger Calls. That movie's boring as shit. Nothing happens in this movie. It was when they were trying to kind of make Camille Bell, I think her name is, a star.
Yeah, they're doing
That was her. Like, she's in that movie. She's in the Chris Evans movie Push, which is actually a decent movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's in Push.
Yeah. That's a much better movie. But, yeah, this movie, nothing happens. It's boring, and then it's not scary at all. At the end, it's like, that's like you just waste your time. It's not a good movie. So yeah, when A Stranger Calls.
Yeah, when I met Chris Evans, I mentioned the movie Push, and he's like, "Oh, not very many people bring that one up. That's cool." So yeah,
I saw that in the theater while I was in between wrestling shows on a Friday and a Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice. Well, Jacob, what do you say here?
Another matchup of movies I haven't seen because apparently I just don't watch crappy horror remakes.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
okay.
I've heard worse things about When a Stranger Calls, so let's go with that one.
Yeah, Austin.
yeah. No, When a Stranger Calls is worse on this one. House on Haunted Hill, at least has the cast and it's got that late '90s aesthetic, so it's at least watchable. It's not good. And the director of House on Haunted Hill, William Malone, made a worse horror movie somehow a couple years later. It's a movie called Fear.com. That movie sucks.
Ooh, yikes! Yeah.
Oh, that one? Yeah, that one's
Stephen
That
Dorff,
movie
yikes.
stinks. That came out when I worked in the theater, and I saw it opening day because I saw everything. And holy shit, is that movie bad?
Yeah.
You know, in a way, I could see how that's the same dude.
Yeah, it's not
But worse.
good. So, but I just wanted to mention that. But When a Stranger Calls worse. Yeah.
So the House on Haunted Hill related to that Netflix series, The Haunting of Hill House?
No.
Are they connected?
No.
Okay.
No.
Sure.
House on Haunted Hill and House of Wax are both old Vincent Price movies. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a weird sequel to it too that came out like 2 decades later.
Weird.
All right, so got The Grudge. This is the 2020 Grudge, the recent one with John Cho.
Yeah.
And Around the World in 80 Days, which I forgot existed until I started looking
Yeah.
at stuff. This is the one with Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Steve Coogan and Arnold Schwarzenegger in a
His
cameo.
last movie.
Yeah.
Before coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before he
before
came
becoming-
back later. Yeah, it was just like a cameo. So JPO. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
weirdly
governor.
enough, don't ask me why. I'm sure there's like 9,000 other things I could have watched, but I actually saw Around the World 80 Days for the first time recently. Not even for the show. I don't know why. I just put it on. But it's got moments. I really love Steve Coogan. Like I can see that on paper this makes sense. You know what I mean? Nice little travel flick with Coogan and Jackie Chan. Like fuck yeah. It's just unfortunately not that funny, not that just not a great enough script to where it's just kind of fine. The Grudge though, again, that will definitely get my vote because that sucks, man. I'm trying to even remember. I used to have a better rant on it back in the day after I watched it because I'm trying to blank it out of my mind more recently. There's just sequences that just kind of end and they try to flip flop between, I want to say, multiple characters, so you're not really invested in any particular one. And like John, it's got a good cast, like John Cho's in it, but he Gilpin for like a hot minute, but like their sequence kind of ends flat. And yeah, this is easily of the 3, even the second one with just SMJ in it for a little bit, easily the worst Grudge that I've seen. So Grudge.
Yeah. Malcolm, what would you say here?
I don't hate the Grudge, but
so
I kind of like it.
So just quickly, the Haunting of Hill House Netflix series is actually based on the Haunting of Hill House, which is what the Haunting is based on.
Oh, really? The Haunting?
Yeah.
Interesting. Weird.
But yeah, Around the World 80 Days, like, it's not good, but it's also a guilty pleasure for me at the same time. It's one that I'll probably go back and watch every now and then because there are some things I do enjoy about it. I haven't actually got around to seeing The Grudge, but I've never really felt wanting to do it in a hurry, so I'm going to go with The Grudge.
Yeah. Richie, what you got?
Yeah, Around the World 80 Days has some charm about it. Like it doesn't fully work, obviously. But The Grudge is just unnecessary. It's pretty like Like this is like John Cho was on like had some momentum with like he came off a bang on Searching, and then he did this. It's just like he looks bored. It's just like I don't know why you and then I don't know. It didn't feel like it just seemed unnecessary, and it was really bad. Like really bad acting. It was not scary. I like the 2002 remake. That could have I don't know. To me, that could have been on good remakes, but this one is horrendous. So yes, The Grudge easily.
I didn't know what to do with that 2004 Grudge movie because it's like some people like it. Like I fucking hate that movie.
Really?
I don't like any of those like J horror movies.
I like
even
that
Grudge.
one, but
but I figured like this one was worse, and it was just stupid that they remade it again. Like I just thought that was dumb. So I put.
No, this is definitely way worse than SMGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah, I haven't seen the 2020 Grudge. I'd probably be
Jacob, start watching shittier movies.
You gotta lower your standards for what you watch, man. Like us, you just have to.
I'm gonna watch
We all do
it when we're done.
I say we should all be forced to watch The Winter tonight. Ooh.
Why do you hate us? Well, in that case, I vote for. No, I'd probably be more likely to watch Around the World in 80 Days before The Grudge. I've seen the 2004 one, and it's okay. So when I heard they were remaking it, I was like, no. So I'll go with The Grudge.
Yeah. I'm Austin.
Yeah, that Around World 80 Days movie is dumb, but it's like a dumb family movie, so like who cares? These Grudge movies are bad. I don't even like that 2004 one. It doesn't scare me like just some dumb kid opening his mouth. Like just kick that fucker in the head and like move on with your life. Like go away, like stupid kid. Like you don't scare me. And I'll put my foot in your mouth. Like literally. Shut up.
Yeah.
You got a burp, buddy? What's wrong? Digestion problem? What's going on?
Yeah.
Go away.
Some indigestion.
But as bad as that 04 one was, this one's worse. So Grudge. Yeah.
Yeah, this Grudge movie is horrendous. Like it is not good, and I'm a fan of the first two actually. Like I like that one and a sequel, which wasn't too bad. I remember in the first one, Bill Pullman had a creepy death where he like jumps off of a balcony, and then they did a parody of it in one of the scary movies with like what's his name?
Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen like doing it. Yeah, but Run the World in 80 Days is kind of a guilty pleasure. Actually, I do kind of like it because it's like colorful and it's got a lot of contraptions and like Jackie Chan's doing this Jackie Chan thing, like kind of doing some cool stunts and then Steve Coogan, and then you even have a cameo from Rob Schneider playing a homeless guy at one point. It's kind of weird, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger is like playing some kind of king somewhere that they like run into, so yeah, I mean it's fine, but The Grudge is not fine. It is horrible. So let's go with The Grudge.
All right, Grudge.
Yeah.
And we got Mr. Deeds and The Invasion.
All right,
Malcolm.
This will actually be my last matchup, as I've got to get off shortly. But
sure.
Yeah. I don't hate The Invasion. I actually, like this is the only version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers I've seen, and I actually low-key really enjoy it. I'm not a big fan of.
You're hurting my soul, Malcolm, as a body
you
snatcher. please watch better Body Snatchers movies. Almost every version other than this one is good, except for this one.
Yeah.
Please, I'm begging you.
I mean, eventually I'll watch them if they show up somewhere. But I'm not a big fan of Mr. T's. Like, there's moments in it that I enjoy, but ultimately I just don't like the movie. So I'm going to go Mr. T's.
Yeah. Well, do you got to run real quick, or do you want to wait until the result of this?
I'll wait to see what wins.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Richie,
what do you say?
Yeah, I like Mr. Deeds fine. It's not obviously Adam Sandler's best by any means, but I think it's okay. There's enough fun to be had here. Yeah, like Adam Sandler and Kathy Bates kind of really teaming up again. Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
But the invasion. Yeah.
Actually, I don't think Kathy Bates is in it. I don't.
Oh wait, it's not Kathy Bates.
I don't remember her.
Oh,
Being
it's not Kathy Bates. I may be remembering it wrong, but yeah, I do. I do remember not like minding it. Yeah.
There's another lady that's named Conchata Farrell. That kind of
Yeah, she passed away.
The chick from 2.5 Men. Yeah,
yeah. Her.
Sorry, I'm getting my.
You're getting your fat white women confused.
You're getting my fat elderly white women confused. Sorry. Yeah, I'm
what a fat white woman I am.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the invasion. Watched it recently. There's just no like I don't know that. Again, there's a lot of product placement in this movie for some reason.
She stands in front of the camera and like chugs a 2-liter of Mountain Dew at one point, right in view of the camera. It's really stupid.
Yeah.
And it talks about, oh, you gotta, talk to the kids. Oh, let's get your iPod or let's whatever. It's just like it's very blatant.
What do you mean, your Apple iPod? What kind of songs do you have on your Apple iPod?
Yeah, and it's just, and then like it's just not great, and so Mr. Deeds is fine. So I'll go the invasion.
Yeah. Jacob.
I personally think Mr. Deeds is a better Adam Sandler movie than Billy Madison. So I'm going with the invasion.
Malcolm, when you stay,
Jacob out. You're off the show. No, you're good.
How dare I have an opinion?
No, you're good. But
usually out loud, not this one.
Austin.
Because a lot of people don't realize Mr. Deeds is technically like a remake of Mr. Deeds Goes to Washington, even though it really doesn't have much to do with that movie at all. It's watchable enough. It's fine. But as a massive Invasion of the Body Snatchers fan, the invasion is way worse. It's more egregious. It's boring. It's dull. Like it has a bad ending because they crap out on the ending. Like they bitch out on it by having like a happy ending. Like when that movie is way more like should be a bad ending. Like we should lose, and they just all of a sudden are just like, we beat them. With some newspaper article. It's really really stupid. So the invasion is worse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. It's a remake of that, and he does go to a town. I think it's New York or something, but
the town or Washington, or I think that's something else.
Yeah,
that's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. So Adam Sandler, like he was king for me back in high school. I remember me and all my friends, we were there like every single Adam Sandler. I mean, if we didn't go together, we would see more of our friends coming into the theater, out of the theater on opening weekend for like every Adam Sandler movie. So I am a fan of Mr. Deeds. I think it's fun. Also, Winona Ryder's always been kind of like a low-key crush of mine, so I'll watch anything she's in. And then you just got the usual cast of characters in there. You got a pretty funny guy playing like a crazy-eyed guy that's Adam
Steve
Sandler.
Buscemi is crazy eyes.
Yeah, that's right. Because like in every Adam Sandler movie, you got to have like a mentally guy that's just gone, or like a crazy-eyed guy. You got to have all that stuff. It's just like a mumbling guy or something, But and the invasion is just boring. It's just like the try to stay awake movie. Don't fall asleep. So I'm gonna go with the invasion because it's boring. GPO.
Yeah, I'm pretty mid on this Adam Sandler one. I've seen every Adam Sandler movie. This is pretty mid for me here, if not lower mid. But I would watch it over the invasion here. Yeah, I don't have anything to compare to Mr. Deeds, but and even Invasion, I don't necessarily have anything to compare to other than I finally watched this a few years after it came out, and it was kind of from the get go. Like I said, even the ending, even not even knowing the original ending, I was kind of whatever with it. So yeah, Invasion gets my vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I always wonder when they're like doing the like casting for the Adam Sandler movie. So you get to play the crazy-eyed guy in this one because he did it last time, or like whatever.
But Malcolm, you got to go, right? So anything you want to plug?
Yeah.
What you got on Rankum this week?
You can find me on Rankum doing top 12 Sean William Scott movies. but you can also
I'll be there.
I'll be there. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can also find me popping up in tournament fights from time to time. And yeah, I'm just curious to see what Charlie and Chocolate is going to be facing.
Yeah, right.
You can see Malcolm on Tuesday doing the best of 2012 championship match. So.
Yeah. Charlie and Chocolate Factory and Get Carter.
Yeah.
Get Carter sucks, but is anybody voting against Charlie and the Chocolate Factory here? That movie stinks.
That movie sucks. And I have to rewatch it all the time because my nieces and nephews are obsessed with it. Like,
Get Carter was the goodbye New Zealand. Goodbye.
All right, yeah, nice.
I feel like Jacob might vote for it. Jacob?
There,
Muted as well.
You're muted. Oh, we can't hear you.
I don't hate Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I knew it.
I think it's not a good movie, but it's not necessarily a bad movie, and I think it follows the book more closely. I think it gets some of that right, but yeah, I mean, if I'm outvoted, I'm outvoted. So
the music is so cringe, so cringe.
To be fair, the only reason I vote for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is because I haven't seen Get
Carter. Well, that's what I think. I think I'm the only person who's seen Get Carter. Yeah, again, Get Carter. Just the original Michael Caine's great, and this one's just.
I've seen the original because Chris Scott showed
bland.
it to me.
It's just bland. Yeah, I don't know. JPO, do you say you've seen that one or
I've seen this one. I've seen Stallone's.
Yeah, the original one's way better with Michael Caine.
Who's also in this one.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do we do here? Charlie Factory, is that what most people vote for, except for Jacob?
We just rapid fire. Yeah, my vote's Charlie.
Yeah,
I'll vote Charlie because I haven't seen Get Carter.
Yeah. Oh, Psycho.
And Overboard.
And Overboard. Oh, wonderful. Richie.
Oh man.
I think I purposely avoided Overboard just because like even that just looks. I didn't even know it was coming out until I think I was at like a sort of the equivalent of a red box here. And I'm like, did they remade that? Okay.
Wasn't there like a two? It feels like there was a 2 or 3 period where they were trying to make that guy like a thing. What's his name?
Eugenio something. I think.
Yeah, like they were trying to make him a thing. Yeah, he was in a whole bunch of movies like in a row, and they were trying to make him like a star, and I don't think it worked. Yeah.
No. So yeah, and then I haven't seen Anna Faris in anything like in a lot of stuff after this, so I don't know if she just took a break. But
she was on that mom show for like a decade, so she was kind of busy at least.
Yeah. She's doing a lot. She's doing like a podcast thing lately. But so I kind of just seemed unnecessary, so I avoided it. But I have seen Psycho, and consider it, and Speaking of unnecessary, this is very shot for shot, and like we've talked about it before. As much as I like Vince Vaughn, he doesn't even come across as really. He's not really being subtle here. The problem is with Anthony Perkins, he's a subtle creep. Whereas I think Vince Vaughn, to be fair, was probably asked to sort of overdo it. Whereas it's and Vince Vaughn can be a creep, especially his size. If you've seen Freaky, he's a size, but he's just. It doesn't work. He just overplays it too much, and it's just weird. And so I guess because I've seen it and it's bad, I'll go Psycho.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't seen Psycho. We did a podcast about movies. We did remakes, and this was one that that Austin chose, and I planned on watching all 4 that we chose, but after hearing him say of his choices, one was good, or one was great, and one was not, I decided, all right, well, you can talk about the bad one then, and I will not join you this time. So I haven't seen it. I haven't seen either Overboard, but I am like curious about Psycho, so I'd probably watch that before I watch Overboard. And so I guess for that reason, I'll go Overboard.
Yeah.
Also, wasn't one of the kind of the kind of the hooks to Overboard is that didn't have like Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn who were like a couple.
Yeah.
So they had chemistry.
Right.
Yeah, they had chemistry.
But it's still a creepy premise. Like she loses her memory, and he like basically kidnaps her and like makes her like the submissive wife. It's creepy and weird.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
like
that
a
original.
very creepy 51st date.
Yeah, I
Look
don't
up
like
the
that
channel.
original movie. I think it creeps me out, and yeah, them doing a remake to it is really weird. Yeah, so I didn't watch it. But yeah, that Psycho remake is really bad, and like just Vince Vaughn is really miscast. Speaking of somebody who maybe could have done it better and played that sort of meek, weak guy, put Matthew Broderick in this. It might work better.
Yeah.
We just talked about
Sure.
that. Like somebody who's not like that intimidating, like physically, or
Would you
comes
like
off
to
as
go
like
for a
kind of
car
a nerd.
ride?
Well, just Vince Vaughn, he's creepy from the beginning, and he's gigantic, which is like Anthony Perkins was tall, but he's weak, and yeah, he's not physically intimidating. So yeah, it's just, I did a whole rant about the movie on our show. You can go watch that. I'm gonna go Psycho on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, that Eugenio guy or whatever. Yeah, they tried to shoehorn him into all this stuff. He was in like that Nutcracker in the Four Realms. He was in.
He was in a movie last year on Hulu, The Valet.
He's-
Like they're still trying.
Yeah, he's in Dora the Explorer, that live action one. He was in
Oh,
that.
that movie's bad. That
They
was
had
still
that-
here in Brisbane.
Yeah,
I had people that did
yeah.
it.
They had How to Be a Latin Lover, or like some of those weird ones. I don't
And
know.
that was he's the lead. He's the lead in that.
Yeah, right. So I don't really care for him that much.
He was
but,
in Geostorm. He's in Sandy
yeah.
Wexler. Yeah, man, they really
In all
tried to
this.
like throw him in all these movies for like
Yeah, throwing everything. But
yeah.
and for whatever reason, so my ex-wife was like obsessed with this Overboard movie. She really wanted to go see it, and I kept telling her, no, I'm not going to go see it. So like, there's just a little thing. And I hate to be this guy, but like, if you're going to date me, you got to be a fan of good cinema. If you're not a fan of good cinema, it ain't going to work out. That's going to be a deal breaker. I'm sorry, because I've had 5 relationships in a row where people are like not a fan of good cinema.
Except for Jaws and The Godfather. But other than that, good
Yeah,
cinema.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean,
Also, you
Jaws I
can't watch
watched over
Christmas
The
joke
Godfather.
movies, but
But no, that's not really like a total deal breaker. But still, just try to like good movies, please.
Mhm.
But Psycho, I have never seen. So I mean, I've seen the original, but of course, but I haven't seen this remake. And at least it's a Psycho movie versus Overboard. I don't even care for the original that much, so I'll just go for Overboard. GPU.
Yeah, I kind of said before, like Psycho is such an interesting thing. It is the epitome of unnecessary because it's more or less shot for shot. But it's at least shot for shot of a really good movie. And like, if you haven't seen the original, I could see it being intriguing. At least Overboard is unnecessary because it does nothing better than the first, and it just makes it worse. You never buy into these two having chemistry here because, spoiler alert, they try to make it where they do end up falling for each other at the end. They're like over 15 years apart in age, but even besides that, it's just the chemistry is just not there. It's not funny. It's a weird premise to begin with, and they don't do it any better. So yeah, Overboard gets my vote.
Yeah. Well, it's not really any worse than real life. I guess Al Pacino just had a
True. Yeah. Who am I?
Baby
It's not that bad.
the 29-year-old. It's like, what the frick are we doing? A 29-year-old? No.
Well, you know what?
But-
She's got a great ass.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I can't see it without my glasses, but great ass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming.
Al Pacino's what? Like he 80 something? It's like 83 or
82.
something. Yeah, 82.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
crazy.
that's so sad. That he's gonna maybe just see her to 15 or something. Like,
Yeah,
tops.
that's it. Oh,
And even then, he's gonna be like, "Who are you again?"
Yeah,
Your
right.
daughter. Damn it, Al.
why do you not like me?
Yeah.
Got The Karate Kid and Bangkok Dangerous, which is a remake.
Hey, that's a remake.
original movie.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
Jacob.
I have not seen Bangkok Dangerous. I have seen The Karate Kid, which is why I am voting for The Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, Karate Kid is. Yeah, Jackie Chan's fine enough casting, but Jaden Smith sucks in this movie. He's fucking annoying. You want to give him a karate kick in the head in this movie, like he's just crying and whining the whole movie, and yeah, it's not. I think it's more egregious because it's not even
It's not
karate.
karate.
He's teaching him
kung
kung fu. He's teaching him kung fu in this movie, so it's stupid. You can call it
Well,
just.
the Kung Fu Kid just isn't as catchy.
I know, but you could call it something
Let it roll
else
off
and
the
then be
tongue.
like, it's similar to the Karate Kid. It's just yeah, it's not even karate, so that's just insulting. So I'm gonna go with the Karate Kid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the Karate Kid because I like Jackie Chan's performance in it. He's a good choice. You're gonna have anyone that's gonna be the new Mr. Miyagi, but I mean, Jaden Smith though, yeah, he's not that good. He's not that interesting in like now. He's not like I hope he doesn't do any more movies, kind of. But I've never seen Bangkok Dangerous, so it makes it kind of tough. But I'll just vote for the one I haven't seen because I think the Karate Kid is fine enough. So I'll go Bangkok Dangerous. GPO.
What's the capital of Thailand? And then I hit you in the dick because it's Bangkok. That was a hilarious joke when we were 13. I never saw Bangkok. I heard kind of mediocre to bad things. I just never got around to it here. And this is where I lose friends. I don't mind Karate Kid. It was my first Karate Kid. It's actually the only Karate Kid movie I've seen. Love Cobra Kai. Never seen any other movies. Yeah, I said it. So, I'm going to give it to Bangkok.
Jeez, watch more movies.
Only the best 1990, baby.
I'm just waiting for the wheel of movies when one of the Karate Kid movies comes up because they're not in my 128, but I did put 1 and 2 in my 20 wild card.
I'd be fine talking about
if the first one comes up. Force me to be in that. I'll watch it.
So you'll be on the right. You'll be like, why I'm on this next, or why I'm on the first show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, force you to watch it.
Yeah,
you are gonna watch it, right, Richie? Finally.
Yeah.
Finally?
I looked up to see where it is. It's pretty available.
Yeah, I would think so.
On Disney
right?
Plus.
Yeah, it's a pretty available movie.
It's on our Disney Plus. It's also on that streaming site I told you about called Stan. So it's on there.
Oh, no.
Good.
But yeah, with this, I similar to JPO, I know I haven't seen Bangkok Dangerous. It's heard bad things, so kind of avoided it. I have seen other Karate Kid movies, so not similar to JPO there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't totally dislike it, but I do know that Jaden Smith is kind of. I will take that Jaden Smith is kind of annoying, and he is sort of teaching kung fu. But I don't know. There's aspects of this movie I like, so I'll go Bangkok Dangerous.
So Jacob West in the chat says you're not his best friend anymore, JPO, I guess.
Actually, I was best friends with Barbara according to the quizzes from last year.
Yeah, he's not even your best friend.
Yeah, come on. But
you didn't win a quiz 2 years in a row and call yourself that.
We're 2 months away, 3 years in a row, Jacob. Good luck.
I can't wait.
That's it.
I can't wait.
yeah.
I can't wait. Period. That's
So we got Martyrs and Prom Night, another horror matchup here. I'm up first. Martyrs, is a remake of like a French movie that's really brutal and disturbing, and then this American one completely waters down and dumbs it down because of course it does, because we can't have good things in life. And Prom Night, the original one, even with Jamie Lee Curtis, is not that great, but this one is way, way worse. Like I don't know what they did, but they just made it into a bland late 2000s shitty slasher.
Is it PG-13 too?
Yeah, it's like PG.
Yeah, it is.
It's just bland and like off-screen kills. Yeah, just really, really bad.
Oh, we'll get to off-screen kills when I have my rant when something else comes up.
Oh, okay. Prom Night. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what Martyrs is. It's the first time I've ever heard of it. So, but Prom Night, I'm sure that it's a bad remake. I mean, but I kind of sort of was okay with it because I mean, Brittany Snow is very easy on the eyes to look at, and especially in those prom dresses and stuff. And then you have Idris Elba.
And I'll Google it for 30 seconds and not spend an hour and a half watching the
movie. Yeah, right. And then you have Scott Porter in it, who plays Jason Street, the QB that gets paralyzed in Friday Night Lights, the TV show, and he's one of the best parts of that show. I mean, he's okay in this. So just because I get some enjoyment out of Prom Night, I'll go with Martyrs.
And everybody's favorite lunkhead, Kellen Lutz.
Yeah, right.
No. He was also in that he was in the opening scene of that Nightmare remake. He was in that shitty Hercules Rennie Harlan movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, where's Kellen Lutz?
He's in Prom Night, later in the movie.
Yeah. He's in Prom Night.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, he's pretty far down. Okay.
So what are you voting for, Jordan? Yeah. Prom Night or Martyrs?
And Martyrs.
Okay, gotcha. JPO.
I'm torn on this because I haven't seen Martyrs. I didn't even know they did a remake because I've heard good things as far as how bloody the first one is, and if you're into that, watch the first one. So I didn't even know they did a remake, and it looks dreadful according to RT. Prom Night I've seen, yeah, it sucked. It's one of those that I didn't get to right away. I finally saw years later. It was on TV. I was like, all right, here's a good like horror flick I haven't seen yet. And yeah, because of PG-13, not that every movie needs to be bloody, but if you're gonna do a slasher, you kind of should be in a way. You know what I mean? So it's just very kind of like boring. But not only so the kills don't live up. We don't care about the characters here. So yeah, I don't know what to vote. I feel like. From the word of it, I'm gonna give it a Martyrs. I don't know. It looks that much shittier and unnecessary. So,
yeah. Well, Richie.
Yeah, when I was sort of looking up like worst remakes, Martyrs showed up in a lot of lists, but I haven't actually watched it yet. I have watched Prom Night though, and yeah, this is when they were trying to make Britney Star a thing. I think it's probably around. I mean, it's probably probably a few years after Pacifier, but it's sort of around that time. You know, it's sort of they were trying to make everything. And yeah, it's not great. Yeah, like Prom Night Jamie Curtis not that great, but like at least like it was kind of it worked more as a slasher. This is PG-13. I don't know why. Just I guess get more people in the theater, but I don't know. It's just it's just like it doesn't work. There's some slashers you need to be R-rated, and yeah, it was one of them. It's just a forgettable Prom Night. I don't vehemently hate it, but it's not a good movie, so I'll go Prom Night.
Yeah. Well, Jacob?
So I flipped a coin in my head and it landed on Martyrs because I haven't seen either of these movies either.
Sure. Sounds good.
Martyrs stinks.
Martyrs.
Both stink. Yours, Mine, and Ours with Dennis Quaid and House Party.
There you go, JPO.
Here's the off-screen kill of myself when I saw House Party.
Yeah. Jordan?
Yeah. I still haven't seen House Party yet, but the original is a banger. Like, I love the original House Party. So I'll admit that the very first time that I saw the House Party trailer, I kind of got a couple laughs out of it, but then I saw the trailer over and over and over because they replayed this thing to death, and like it just wasn't funny. Like the whole like LeBron James or like the hologram thing or something. They kept playing that over, and each trailer you like try to spot where he says something different. He doesn't say the same thing, but and then Yours, Mine, and Ours, like it's fine. Kind of like almost like a cheaper by the dozen sort of thing, and I have seen the original. The originals are all right too. So I think probably the House Party seems like the more egregious one here. So I'll go with the House Party. JPO.
Yeah, I haven't seen Yours, Mine, and Ours. Just kind of one of those, I'm a little older at this point. Family flicks that I just never got around to. I can't imagine it's as bad as House Party. It is currently my least favorite film of this year, about 40 something, give or take. It's a good enough premise. It's a premise that I even didn't mind being rebooted because I'm like, all right, man, have some fun characters, some good cameos, but it's the epitome of I don't like these two leads. I'm not necessarily going to knock them out as actors, but as far as just the written, I don't like these two human beings. I don't want to follow them for the next hour and a half. Ultra contrived is them fighting at the end. I don't give a shit if they can become friends again. Don't know what to do with the cameos here. Most of the cameos fail as well. Hey, it's this guy to be this guy for a couple seconds. LOL, look, Little Wayne's here. We don't know what to do with Little Wayne other than it's Little Wayne.
Like token white guy or whatever. Yeah.
Poor Andrew Santino. I hope you continue to find better projects. He's in this as the white next door neighbor. But I don't really have much good to say for it. So House Party.
Yeah. Richie, you got
First
here?
time I get to say this. I haven't seen either of these.
That's what you mean.
Huh?
You taking a shot? Is that what you're doing?
I wasn't meant to be a shot at you. Hey, all right. Okay. Look,
if anything, we should actually try to live up to your standards, Jacob, because we've seen so many shitty
movies. We'd be better off trying to watch good movies and only watch good movies, but we're fascinated by bad movies.
Yeah, it's actually bad that I've seen more than half of these.
I'm sorry you value your life more, Jacob. You value your time.
And your time, I'm just bored, so I watch bad movies.
Some people cut themselves to feel pain. I watch bad movies to feel pain.
That's true.
But judging by the poster, Yours, Mine, and Ours is the typical. Hey, dealing with kids.
Oh my God! There's so many children running around.
Dealing with
wacky. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
This made Rene Russo quit for a decade now. It wasn't a last movie though for a while.
Oh man, look at that. Yeah. Oh my God, kids are a nuisance, aren't they? Why do we keep having them?
Yeah.
Well, where are they all going? It looks like they're in a closet. Why are they trying to get in that closet so bad?
Yeah, why are they in the club?
The original script said that they were actually keeping them hostage. Because
That's
That's called house arrest. That's a worse movie.
I'd watch.
They should have made it
Arrest.
about my dad's family. He had 12 brothers and sisters, so I got a lot of aunts and uncles. So
Yeah.
So, this is not too far off too from like Cheaper by the Dozen, where it was like, all right, I get it.
But this
Big
one's
families.
more JPO because there's 18 kids. How are we gonna follow all of them?
Oh,
I'm sure that was the pitch. Was like, all right, Cheaper by the Dozen. What if they had more?
Yeah.
What if they had a dozen and a half?
So
Yeah.
when they pushed that reality show 18 Kids and Counting, they're like, hey, what if yours, mine, and ours, but like real?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I don't know if I'll ever maybe on like a family night if my nephew's bored or stick this on. Can't imagine. I'll get to it quickly. I might, but yeah, house. I mean, I love the original House Party. So and I mean, it sucks that I hope, don't give it away spoiler, but I hope Kid and Play at least making a cameo. I like Kid and Play.
Same.
Just one of them do.
Okay. So I think House Party is a bit more egregious because I don't know. Yeah, at least I've got the original to base it off, and I think it's unnecessary, and it looks pretty bad. So I'll go House Party.
Yeah. Well, Jacob.
Yeah, neither of these are good movies. And the one nice thing I can say about House Party, without having seen the original, but the one nice thing I can say is that Kid Cudi is at least somewhat fun. I like when he's in the movie. I can't think of a single thing I like about Yours, Mine, and Ours. So for that reason, I've got to go with Yours, Mine, and Ours.
Yeah, I was once about 10 feet away from Kid Cudi, and they used to have a job set for like major concerts, and afterwards he like came by and he was like giving some people high fives, but only certain people of our crew, and then he just walked by. I'm like, what about me? He left me hanging. So yeah, but I'm Austin.
Yeah, I meant to watch House Party for this. If I had time, I just didn't have enough time, and I'll watch it before the end of the year because I need candidates for my worst of the year list. So I'll watch it. But I just want to say, when you go on IMDb, here's the description of House Party, and it just makes me mad. It goes, from New Line Cinema comes your VIP ticket to the hottest event of the year, House Party, the remix to the fan favorite 90s classic. Fuck you. The remix. Go fuck yourself.
The remix. And also the hottest event of the year. This movie came out in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So at that point, it wasn't wrong.
It probably was though. When Megan came out that same month, so it wasn't. And even then, it was wrong.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Jordan, here you go. Poltergeist and Fame.
Oh my gosh.
We'll get to you in a second, JPO.
Yeah.
This one's hard to vote on because I don't know. Poltergeist is just—it's not the worst, and isn't Fame also like the original, like gritty, and then this one's like
the original one's
PG-ish.
like about like AIDS in the 80s. It's really, really dark. Yeah. I'm not even joking.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, and like I feel like there's also like allusion to like rape and shit where he's like, what are you gonna do for this role? Like it's fucked up. And then this movie is, I just looked, it's legitimately PG. So like, I don't know. So I'm gonna give it a Fame based on that. Like,
the original one is like, even in the description on Google, it's like the youngsters grapple with heavy issues such as homosexuality, abortion, attempted suicide, and illiteracy. And this one is just like, I'm gonna woo.
It's like it's weird. It's like you could have called it something else. You're just piggybacking off of a popular name, the fact that it's in Hollywood or whatever. It's about them trying to be famous. So
it's PG that can't even say the word AIDS in it.
No, like, we've got the naughty virus. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Everyone has beer.
Everyone's got herpes. I don't know.
Yeah. Everyone's got the extreme cold.
Everyone's got the sniffles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was on the fence about this because I haven't seen Fame. I've seen Poltergeist. It's bad, but like it's got like Sam Rockwell. I like him.
Doesn't do anything for it.
But when you described Fame, I was like, wow, that is such a departure from the original. That's kind of funny. And that seems very making a very kind of heavy movie to like just as this family romp is that's ridiculous. So I'm gonna go Fame.
Sure,
I
yeah.
think it was trying to be the High School Musical, basically, is what it's trying to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Crowd, rather.
Well, Jacob, what do you say?
I just recently watched the original Poltergeist for the first time.
Ooh, nice. That one's a classic.
It's really solid. So I'm actually curious about the remake and to see what they do different.
Are they completely destroy it? Yeah.
and I mean, Sam Rockwell's in it, right? So I mean, and we've always said, I've never seen a bad Sam Rockwell performance, so I gotta watch it to see if it's true.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, and because of what I've heard about Fame just now, I'll go with Fame.
Sure, yeah. Austin?
Yeah, Poltergeist is bad, but I've seen worse horror movies than that, especially even on this list. But yeah, Fame is so watered down from the original one, which actually dealt with like gritty issues that teenagers might face, and in this one, yeah, it's literally like High School Musical, and they just get rid of all of that. For the other one, they're just like, we're gonna make a PG movie, we're gonna get rid of all that and try to do High School Musical. It's really, really sanitized and stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Fame. Fame is the worst crime out of this one.
One more quick fun side fact: one of the co-screenwriters of Fame asked to have their name taken off.
The only thing that could be worse is if the director said the same thing and it was an Alan Smithy joint.
Alan Smithy.
And then they add to that, like, this is the writer of Feast of Love and Untraceable, which also aren't great. So the person was like, I'll acknowledge those. Can you fucking not mention I wrote Fame?
Yeah.
Also, the writer of Untraceable, a dark kind of horror movie, wrote Fame.
Well, hey, first of all, writers can write all sorts of things.
I know, but like usually if you go
that
from the writer of something, it's usually within that genre. It just seems a bit jarring.
Disagree.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen Fame, but boy, do I hate this Poltergeist remake. This movie came out when I was working at a movie theater, and it is atrocious. Like, you talk about like watering down Fame, they water down this Poltergeist movie so much that it like seemed like you're walking through like a kid's carnival haunted house, like the most cheesiest, like they're using like for the skeletons, using like a plastic unlooking skeleton you would buy it and like Spirit Halloween or something like that, something like really atrocious. The effects suck. Sam Rockwell's always good, so that's the thing. But and he's trying here, but yeah, this movie is just atrocious. They've been bringing Jared Harris to like replace the like crazy lady with the high pitched voice or whatever, and like that doesn't even really work. Like it's just like it's not scary. It's just really stupid. And like I don't look what it was rated. I think it's only a PG-13. Yeah, so it's another one that they turned into a PG-13, and it's just.
Well, I mean, the original was PG.
Yeah, that is true. But it's at a time though where like I don't even think they even had a PG-13 rating, and I honestly think the original, like original, it could have been R for like some of the like sequences. They just like back in the 80s and the 70s, they kind of rated things different. They're way more lenient than they are today. I'll just say that. But so yeah, that like original PG rating's weird to me. But yeah, like this one is atrocious. It's one of the worst horror remakes I've ever seen. So I'll go with Poltergeist.
All right. Well,
you know, like last year, I think it was, they made a Spirit Halloween movie. It's the movie called Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
It's freaking weird.
I got The Stepfather, who directed one of the other ones we just talked about. I think Prom Night. It's the same director as The Stepfather. And Ghost in the Shell. All right, so we'll go to Jacob this time. So.
Yeah, funny enough, of all the horror remakes on the list that aren't, big horror movie remakes like Nightmare and Friday, The Stepfather is one that I've seen. Haven't seen the original though, but I've seen this one, and that's all I can tell you. I can just tell you. I didn't bother with Ghost in the Shell because I hadn't seen the original either. But yeah, no, The Stepfather is not a good movie. From what I remember, which is nothing. So for that reason, let's go with The Stepfather.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Yeah, because I don't even like the original Ghost in the Shell that much, but the Scarlett Johansson one's bad too. But the Stepfather might be worse because the original one from the '80s with Terry O'Quinn is actually like a really fun movie, and Terry O'Quinn's given like a really charismatic good performance. He tries to be not creepy, like he tries to be loving, but then the creepy part is then he'll just murder the entire family. Like I don't know, just move on. Like that's literally the opening scene. Is he's like. The opening scene of the first movie, he's like straightening his tie out, he's like putting the suit on, and he comes downstairs, and in the background, you just see the entire family like bloody and murdered everywhere, like in the whole house, is like a big crime scene. He just walks away. Like it's really kind of disturbing, but then he's really charismatic in the rest of the movie. Like, and the Stepfather, the remake, it's just creepy for the sake of being creepy. There's no charisma like the original one had. So I think the Stepfather's worse because I just don't care about Ghost in the Shell. So I'll go Stepfather.
Yeah. So I actually rewatched, not rewatched, I watched for the first time the Ghost in the Shell live action remake. And I feel like if it would have been some other movie and like not associated with Ghost in the Shell, maybe I would have liked it a lot better. But the thing is, I don't really like the original one. The original one's really confusing. Like you don't know what the hell's going on. And then in this one, like it's the same thing, but they do have some like cool effects, like Scarlett Johansson's really hot in it. Like I mean, like there's some interesting things going on. It is a bit whitewashed, like it feels like it's like half the cast is like white, and it feels kind of weird to me. But the remake of The Stepfather has Amber Heard in it, and fuck Amber Heard, I think she's a piece of shit. So I'm gonna go with The Stepfather because that just seems kind of worse to me. So yeah, Stepfather. JPO?
I could probably be swayed either way. I never got to Ghost in the Shell. Didn't seem totally up my alley, and the reviews didn't totally back it either. Although it's not too far. It's one of the higher kind of RTs that we have here, at least audience-wise. Stepfather has its moments at first, and then just kind of goes off track and kind of has a lackluster ending here. So, yeah, I'll go Stepfather, the one I've seen. Not so good.
And I don't understand how Amber Heard, she's living in like an $8 million villa somewhere in like Italy now. And it's like, she should be completely dead broke after this trial. She should have no money whatsoever. She owes all of her money and all of her life to Johnny fucking Depp. Come on. It's like, come on.
Money, but yeah.
I think like how much she owes him, it's more money than she has to her name. So,
yeah.
Well, yeah. but anyways, Richie?
Yeah, I watched I watched for some reason. I tried to give Ghost in the Shell another go the other, maybe I don't know, about 6 months ago. It's still I don't know. I don't even know why I bothered. It's still not a good movie. It thinks it's amazing. It's not. And yeah, like I'm usually not really that fussed about like the whitewashing or whatever. But yeah, this was egregious. I don't know why. Yeah, you could have at least cast, you could have at least cast a few for the Asian, especially the lead character. You could have cast a few Asians there.
Yeah,
I don't understand. It was weird. And it's just so mind-numbingly boring. I haven't got around to The Stepfather. I don't know. I might watch the original because I haven't watched that either. I might just do that. But yeah, I'll go Ghost in the Shell here.
Yeah.
That's going to be Stepfather.
Yeah.
And we'll go down to...
here we go. Yep.
Footloose. Yeah. All right. Me first. Yeah. Footloose. Whatever. It's a stupid premise for a modern remake, but fuck that Black Christmas is a goddamn like that is just a miserable movie. Just a miserable fucking experience.
Yeah.
Just dog shit. It's worse than even the 2006 one. Yeah, they somehow took a bad remake and made it even worse, which is baffling to do. But yeah,
why didn't they make it a second time? I
don't know. Just leave it alone. Like fuck, man. Black Christmas easily on this one. Like Footloose, whatever. Who cares? But yeah, Black Christmas.
Yeah, like. So I never even bothered going out to see the Footloose remake, like the original one. I don't care that much. Living in a town where dancing is banned. Okay, who cares? I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. And like my big takeaway for whatever reason is that freaking Ryan Seacrest is married to Julianne Hough at the time of this that came out. I don't know if they're still together, but like like I don't know why that was like a weird takeaway that I had. I guess I was kind of getting back into whatever like remake of American Idol they were doing, sort of. I guess even though I don't watch it at all anymore. But but yeah, the Black Christmas though, that movie was absolutely atrocious. I just saw it because I was working at another theater at the time, and like literally I just got a part-time job at an AMC so I could get free movies. I worked there like 2 days a week or something, and like this movie, it was horrendous. Like it is just bad. Like not even any recognizable names can save it. Imogen Poots, Carrie Elwes, or anything. It's really bad. So I'm gonna go with Black Christmas. GPO.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit here. Footloose, I never got around to it. It's actually fresh on both levels, so might not be the worst thing actually. Black Christmas, yeah, this sucks. The last one wasn't great, but at least it's fine. It kind of lives up to the first one as far as premise wise. This one wants to do differently, which is all right, fine, but then it doesn't know how to handle it. It wants to be a little more woke, a little more have like an agenda, which is fine, but again, they execute it so horribly. It's also long sequences of just boredom here. You know what I mean? Before shit finally goes down, it's not very intriguing too. Yeah, so Black Christmas easily gets my vote.
Yeah, like the only thing that was even like intriguing is that the house had cool lights. That's it. That's like literally the only redeeming quality for me. Richie, what do you say?
All right, so yeah, like Footloose, I avoided. You know, not my thing. Okay, it just felt like a kind of excuse to do a kind of step up movie. Cool, whatever. Black Christmas is bafflingly stupid. I fucking hated this movie so with a passion. Look, I'm on board with their messaging or whatever. You know, I'm a feminist or whatever. Like, but after like 20 minutes, you just feel yourself going, I get it. I understand. I get it. I get it.
Yes.
I understand. I get it. Stop banging me over the head. I get it. Stop. And then like all the kills, a lot of the kills just happen off screen. They're not great. Like there's no memorable kills at all. And some of the people you just wish would die. They're so fucking annoying. Like yeah, I hated this movie with all the characters are so unlikable, and it's just like, hey, we're making, we're turning it into like making about feminism, but yeah, make a good horror movie first, okay, and then have those elements there. It is possible to do both things, but no, it's just like it was just it almost felt like it was just it was a lazy way to do commentary. It was almost like Black Christmas-ish meets bodies in a way. I was like, hey, we're saying stuff. No, you're not. You're just you're pretending you're saying stuff. Yeah, it was just incredibly lazy. If you want to watch something, Chris Stuckman does a big, huge breakdown of this. He absolutely shits on this movie. Yeah. So this movie's horrendous. I think this is one of the worst remakes I've ever seen. This is. I don't know, I don't even know who this movie's for. I don't get why this movie. It's just like, yeah, I don't even know why it has a Black Christmas name. Just if you want to make a horror movie with feminist characters, cool. I don't know why it has to be a Black Christmas movie. Just whatever. It just beats you over the head with stuff. I'm like, yes, you're preaching to the choir. I'm on your side. Can you just make a good movie outside? Fuck, this movie's bad.
So Footloose. All right, sounds good.
Yeah. Also, it's another movie that they dumbed down to PG-13 for whatever reason.
Yeah, because the kills happen off screen. It's fucking stupid.
It's dumb. But Jacob?
Black Christmas sounds pretty terrible.
Yeah,
it is pretty terrible. You'd be correct about that.
Conan the Barbarian and Taxi with Jimmy Fallon and Latifah. It's a remake of a French movie. Yeah.
It is. So it's not a remake of that TV show.
No. It's a remake of a French movie. Okay. Jordan. Okay. Yeah.
I'll just go with Conan because it's Kellen Lutz, right? Is that what it is?
No, you're thinking of Hercules.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of Hercules. Oh, is it Jason Momoa? Like, it's not really saying it's that much better, but it might be a little better than the Hercules. But I'll just vote for Taxi. I think at the end of the day, Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah do have some okay chemistry, and they kind of like have charisma. But who cares? The movie sucks. So Taxi, yeah. JPO.
Conan has a couple moments of coolness. Taxi somehow has negative moments. I don't know how that makes sense.
Sure, yeah. Richie, what you
I
got?
could probably explain the negative moments because it's got a weird. Okay, like Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah's got what have they got chemistry? For some reason, also one of the cast members who plays a like a baddie is what was it? Tom Brady's ex, Giselle.
Really?
She's one of the.
That's weird.
Giselle
It's
Bundchen.
weird,
Yeah.
and she sucks in this movie, and she should because she's a good actress. But yeah, it's dumb. I guess you could both these movies. I guess you could kind of guilty pleasure vibes. This was Conan. I think when Jason Momoa, it kind of for the first time they were trying to make Jason Momoa like a huge movie star. I think now it's kind of working. I think now it's like he's getting the right projects and he's showing his charisma and stuff. And he's really coming into his own. But I don't think it just didn't. Maybe it didn't work then, but like I don't know. You can see it has its moments. So I'll go Taxi as the worst one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll say though, the more and more I think about the Fast X, I liked Jason Momoa, but the more I think about it, I kind of think he's a little cringy in it. Actually, like he's not as good as people think.
I just don't feel like he fits the character they set up. My dad's dead. Now I'm goofy.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like now I'm goofy. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I don't
weird.
know what the character
from Fast
is.
5.
He does like
Yeah.
90 different things in that movie in different scenes. I don't know what his character is supposed to be.
Yeah, it is
I
weird.
don't know. Yeah.
But
No, Jacob.
yeah, Jake.
Jimmy Fallon has one good movie that he's appeared in, and
Pitch.
it's not Taxi.
Yeah.
Fever Pitch or whatever.
No. Almost Famous.
Almost Famous.
Oh,
I like
okay.
Fever
I was gonna say.
What was that?
Yeah.
Rufio?
I like Fever Pitch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so one good movie and one decent movie. Yeah, Fever Pitch is okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, I it's another one where I remember watching it, and that's it. I like Queen Latifah as an actress. Just I don't know. This movie just there's nothing memorable about it. I haven't seen Conan, but I'm sure I'd get more enjoyment out of it than Taxi, so I will go with Taxi.
Yeah, Queen Latifah's good when she picks the right roles. I mean,
She's all right in the TV show. She's in like The Equalizer now, right? The TV show.
Yeah.
She's all right.
I've heard good things, even though on paper that sounds like a horrible fit as Queen Latifah, but people say it's good. So,
Whip It's good too. He's in Whip It.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
he's funny. He's funny in Whip It.
yeah.
I haven't seen it, so
He's the MC. Yeah, he's yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
So I'll save my talking. I won't talk about the movies that much. I'm voting for Taxi, but Tim Story, who directed Taxi, is a bad director, right?
He did Fantastic
Probably.
Four.
So let me go through real quick. So he starts out with Barbershop, which is not bad.
Yeah.
He does Taxi, which is bad. Then he does the two Fantastic Four movies, which are bad.
Okay, I think
He does Think Like a Man and Think Like a Man 2.
bad.
He does the two Ride Along movies.
Bad, probably.
The sequel's very bad.
Sequel's bad.
He does the Shaft reboot that has all the Shafts in it. I don't know.
That should have been the
whatever.
subtitle. All the
Yeah,
shafts.
all the Shafts.
Yeah.
He did that Tom and Jerry movie, which is really bad. Yeah, and then his next movie that's coming out soon is that movie, The Blackening. You all seen the trailers for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, The Blackening, I just want to say, has one of the most annoying trailers out right now because they did one of those. I told Jordan about this. They started debuting this new trailer where it has that shit that I hate, where they're interjecting the test audience reactions and
one?
with the night vision. You know, those types of trailers where they keep cutting to the audience like laughing or going, yeah. Woo!
To me, that's red flags. That means it's actually not that good.
Yeah.
And that
You go on IMDb right now, and there's no official reviews, but it has a 4.9 right now. So probably from those test audiences. And like, yeah, I that's always a red flag for me when it's.
I would love for Scorsese to do that with like Killers of the Flower Moon. Just people just in there going, like, the audience really
it's
was
like
intently
people
watching.
weirdly
Like people
laughing.
crying.
and with like the black moments in it, it's like they show black women just going like, and it's like, oh god, oh fuck, and I'm
Yeah,
just
it's-
like,
no, you
oh,
didn't.
it's really
It's got a
cringy.
it's got a
oh,
3.3 on Letterboxd right now.
fuck.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I got to show you guys that trailer after we go off the air. Remind me, because like it's really bad. I'll share it. It's like
Yeah.
I hate that
I
shit.
want to watch it again.
Yeah, you wouldn't see like if the Color of the Flower Moon trailer comes out, you wouldn't
Yeah.
see like you wouldn't see like it interspersed with like the supposed like 8-minute
Yeah,
standing ovation.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good trailer. I like
Or
it.
like, at least they're not doing the thing like afterwards, they're, like interviewing people. Like, so what do you think of this movie? It's the #1 movie in America, whatever. You know, they do that sometimes. I'm like, no.
yeah. So we got The Tourist, which is actually a remake, and Planet of the Apes. Can we all just vote
Golden
on Planet of
Globe,
the Apes?
Golden Globe nominated. The
Yeah.
Tourist.
Yeah. Planet of the Apes sucks. Can we just vote that one through? That Tim
Agreed.
Burton remake blows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Tourist is actually not bad because
It-
it's Johnny Depp just playing a normal guy, so I like that.
And Planet of the Apes has one of the worst endings ever with Marky Mark and the Lincoln statue. What? It's really bad.
Yeah, me and my friend almost walked out of it. We saw it in theaters.
But Planet of the Apes ruined my birthday. There you go. That's a pull quote.
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
yeah, that's
Another
bad.
birthday movie. Oh yeah, that sucks. The Heartbreak Kid and
I forgot Jungle to Jungle existed.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're both movies I sort of like. I don't know.
JPO.
No, this one's easy for me, man. Again, maybe nostalgia is playing a factor. I don't mind Jungle to Jungle. Maybe it came at the right age, but I hate Heartbreak Kid. I don't find it funny. I don't like Ben Stiller. He doesn't deserve what's her face in this movie. Madeline Ackerman's annoying. She can be charming, but she's annoying in this. It's not funny. Carlos Mencia is also a hack. Yeah, and also it steals Shawn Michaels' nickname and kind of ruins it. So yeah, Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's based on a movie before Shawn Michaels became famous. Anyway,
Yeah.
We'll don't remake it.
Richie?
I'm actually the opposite. There's parts of Heartbreak Kid I don't mind. I remember even though I watched Jungle to Jungle multiple times, I think I rewatched it maybe in the last few years. I'm like, how did I like this movie? This movie fucking.
That's what I'm afraid of. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
This movie sucks. And then, but prior to rewatching it, the only thing I remembered was that like the dude like getting away and then climbing the Statue of Liberty for some reason.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Well, and
Must have been in the
for
trailers
anybody
a lot.
wondering, it's a remake of another bad movie that infamously Roger Ebert hated called Little Indian Big City. If you want to go look up his
Oh,
Yeah,
Ebert
I've
review,
seen that. I've seen that review.
Yeah, he hates that movie, and then Jungle Jones is a remake of that, and he's like,
I didn't
"It was
know that.
already-" he was like,
I didn't
it's
know.
already a shitty movie, and he actually went over to France because it was a French movie, and it was like the highest grossing French movie ever, and he literally asked people around France. He was so annoyed. He was like, "How did people like this movie and watch it over and over again?" And even the French people were like, "I don't know."
yeah.
Like,
There's the only thing playing.
because in that movie he climbs the Eiffel Tower instead of the Statue of Liberty. So
Yeah.
Ah, so it's a director. Yeah,
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
right.
I mean, like, I know people say, "Oh, you can't make this movie today." But you literally can't make this movie today, and you shouldn't because this movie sucks. You can't remake this movie because yes, it's very basic as to what like the Indian tribes people are. You know what I mean? The guy playing him sucks. It's a terrible movie, and yes, I'm not even a big fan of Tim Allen, but like, yeah, even him, like, yeah, I don't know, even for his standards, I thought this was low. So I'll go Jungle to Jungle. Yeah.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you say?
I also like Jungle to Jungle, but that's probably because I haven't seen it for how many years. So I'll go with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I did watch Jungle to Jungle not that long ago because I'm in the same boat. It's like, yeah, I know I rented this from Blockbuster a lot or it was on cable a lot or whatever, like when I was a kid. And then like, rewatching it, I'm like, yeah, that works for 7-year-olds. But this movie's not good. And it has like a weird plot with like coffee cartel mafia guys or something. It's really weird. Like he sells coffee at a bad price, so like mafia people come after him and like attack him in the house. It's weird. Like all these kids movies with these odd like violent plots. I don't understand that. Like what's the point? There's enough of a story there with him with the kid and like the fish out of water thing. Like you don't need all that other shit. So yeah, I'm gonna vote Jungle to Jungle here. Yeah, even though I've seen it a lot, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just a massive Tim Allen fan. Like, I'll watch anything that he does. I don't really care. Like, I even watched that like reality show when he reunited with Richard Karn and did like a Home Improvement live show or like whatever. So yeah, and I remember that I did like the Heartbreak Kid. The only thing is I just don't remember that all that much about it. Like, it's just not that memorable to me. But yeah, Jungle to Jungle was a big rewatch when I was growing up. I watched that thing all the time with Sam Huntington playing Mimi Siku or whatever. So
Yeah,
and that's
I liked him when I was a kid. Then I watched him like, man, he sucks in this movie.
yeah, and then it has Martin Short in it. Like he's fine. I don't know. And then like, does anyone remember when Lily Sobieski was a thing? I think she was in
Lily Sobieski, yeah, she was
Yeah,
around
yeah,
for a while.
she was in that movie with Elijah. The movie with Elijah Wood? Not the Last Starfighter, not the Last Starfighter, that or whatever. But she was in Joyride with Paul Walker.
Yeah, she was also in the Glass House, that weird PG-13 kind of like almost a horror movie, but not really.
Yeah,
But
she was in Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, she was in a lot of stuff for a while.
yeah, so I'll vote for the Heartbreak Kid.
All right. So it'll be the Heartbreak Kid. I forgot Jo Beth Williams was in Jungle to Jungle. She's the mom, and she was also the mom in the original Poltergeist. I forget about that. Anyways,
Oh yeah.
Lion
Right.
King.
Okay. Oh God.
And Arthur. So yeah, with Russell Brand. Richie. Well, you had a reaction. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. All right. I don't know what to say. So I used to be a big fan of. I used to be a big fan of Russell Brand until he just fucking. The last few years, he's
lost his goddamn mind. What the hell happened to him?
The last few years, he's lost his fucking mind. He's got this like and like. But even this movie, I have to admit, he is very annoying. He's no Dudley Moore. He's very just very annoying. There's no, he doesn't have the charm that Dudley Moore had. I think Greta Gerwig is decent in the movie, and like I think Helen Mirren does all right. But yeah, I like it more than I like the Lion King. I think more things work about Arthur than they do in Lion King. Yes, this is too realistic to its own detriment. Like when Mufasa dies, it's like Simba. Simba doesn't give a shit.
Spoiler.
It's like he doesn't give a shit. Like the music, the music doesn't work as well. Especially the song of Scar, the Chua Chua Ejiofor, that's really bad. I think the only thing that works is like Timon and Pumbaa, because I think it's good casting Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen. And I think, although I still like Rowan Atkinson, I think John Oliver makes a good Zazu. But yeah, like everybody else seems bored in this movie. Donald Glover seems bored in this movie. Beyonce in this movie. It's just a lifeless movie, and that doesn't work live action. It just doesn't. And it doesn't do enough to make it to make me go, oh, this should definitely exist. It doesn't do enough uniquely different. It's just a movie to make it. It's just a remake to do a remake, and it's like okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go Lion King here. I think it's pretty bad.
Yeah, Jacob. What do you say?
The Lion King is a bad remake because it doesn't add anything new, but I can appreciate it on a technical level. I'm not sure I can say the same about Arthur. I'm not sure there's anything I can appreciate about that movie, so I'm gonna go with Arthur.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, I just haven't seen the Arthur remake yet. I threw it on here because I know it showed up on a low list of mine. I've got the original 2 on Blu-ray, the Dudley Moore ones. But yeah, the Lion King is just so soulless. I don't like this. We have to make everything hyper realistic, like whatever. No, and it's a shame because it's Favreau. Just his heart isn't in it like Jungle Book. I think he's just strictly doing it for the money. I don't know how that movie made $1.5 billion. That's baffling to me. that people were watching this over and over again. So I'm gonna go with The Lion King.
Yeah. So I've never seen Arthur, but it looked good enough that like I eventually probably want to check it out. It didn't look like absolutely atrocious, but like Russell Brand, yeah, like I don't know whatever happened to him. He's becoming almost like an Alex Jones type. Like he's kind of just weird. Like I just have, like I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel with the notifications on, just so I can never watch it, but just like to see the little pop-ups. It'd be like, what crazy conspiracy theory is Russell Brand talking about now? Like, let's see what he's into. Like, my mom actually kind of watches his podcast. She likes it, I guess. But the movie looks like it's got, I mean, like, Helen Mirren's in it, Jennifer Garner, Nick Nolte, Greta Gerwig. So it's got some notable people in it at least. But yeah, The Lion King is just lifeless, soulless. I mean, you guys said it all. Like it's just boring, and to go from one of the like best animated movies of all time to just like this lifeless kind of thing, it's just like baffling. And the better version is where someone I put it up on YouTube where they like reanimated all the characters to make them look like they actually have expression and like some little life to them, and like it's way better. So they should have done that, but they didn't. So I'll vote for The Lion King. JPO.
Muted.
You were unmuted.
Yeah,
And you muted.
I know. I think I was gonna say. I think I did the opposite. I think I muted when I muted. No, I'm gonna go the opposite of that. I think kind of close to what Barbara said. I think there's enough to still like about The Lion King. You know, again, as a necessary, not totally, but I liked it. It's a little less fun. Arthur, yeah, I think there's less to admire about it, less to enjoy than there is Lion King. So Arthur's gonna get my vote.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 2. Okay. All right. Now it's time to fly. All right. Finally, we can fly.
Time to fly.
We are done. So let's get this done and we'll get out of here. So all right.
Given the speed at how remakes come out, we could probably do a redux in like a year or two.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh yeah, right. There's already more remakes already coming. So
all right. So
White Men Can't Jump and all that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Point Break and Doolittle. Jacob.
Doolittle.
Yeah. Doolittle.
Awesome. Point Break, I think. JPO.
Doolittle.
Richie.
I'm gonna Point Break.
Oh, all right, close. But Doolittle's worse.
Somebody gifted me the remake of Point Break, and I'll never open it ever.
Do they like you?
No, apparently not.
All right, which is worse, Hellboy, Day the Earth Stood Still? Me, Day the Earth Stood Still. Worse.
Yeah, it's got to be The Day the Earth Stood Still. On GPU.
Third grade.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah, and Jacob.
I would have went with Hellboy just because I saw it and didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Ben-Hur and Cabin Fever, Jordan.
Oh, I haven't seen Cabin Fever, so I gotta go with Ben-Hur probably just for that reason. But JPO.
I've seen it. Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
We're not talking about it.
I feel like Cabin Fever. Even though I've seen Ben-Hur, I think Cabin Fever would be worse. So Cabin Fever.
Yeah. Jacob.
Cabin Fever.
And Austin.
Cabin Fever's worse.
Yeah, okay.
Black Christmas 2006, Pet Cemetery. JPO.
Black Christmas.
Okay. Richie.
Yeah, I'll go Black Christmas.
Jacob.
Let's get a Black Christmas finals. Black Christmas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that because they're both like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
You made it bad twice. I'll also go Black Christmas.
They're on opposite sides.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know if you guys have all seen Pet Cemetery, but that movie is atrocious. So
I've seen it, but it's not as bad as Black Christmas.
Agreed.
Yeah, it just isn't. We can't agree there. All right. One missed call. Oh boy, Richie.
One missed call.
Jacob.
One missed call.
Austin.
Yeah, one missed call is more boring and stupid.
I'll go with one missed call.
Yeah.
JPO.
An easy clean sweep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Flatliners, The Fog. Oof. Fuck. This would be a bad double feature.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Oh, me. The Fog.
Austin.
They're both bad. The Fog is worse.
Well, I haven't seen either one, but I do know that Flatliners is hard to find. That like literally they're like hiding this movie, and it's 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. So Flatliners.
All right.
GPO.
I say Fog.
Yeah. And Richie.
Yeah, I got the Fog.
Okay.
All right. The Fog. All right. Swept Away and Pinocchio. Maybe I'll go Pinocchio.
Yeah, I will definitely go Pinocchio. On GPO.
Swept Away.
Okay.
Richie
Pinocchio.
and Jacob.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
All right. Robin Hood and Friday the 13th. Jordan.
Well, I sat through all of Friday the 13th. I walked out of Robin Hood, so I'll go Robin Hood. JPO.
What are we looking at? Friday 13th.
Yeah. Richie.
Friday the 13th.
Jacob.
Robin Hood.
And Austin.
It's close.
Yeah.
One bores me and one makes me mad. I'll go with the one that makes me more mad, Friday the 13th.
Yes. Follow the angry heart.
Yeah.
Give in to your anger. I pull an Epworth.
Because that's what's wondering for me a couple times. Like, what pisses me off? more?
Yeah, that one makes me madder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather at
that
least
is
be
true.
slightly bored than pissed.
Right. JPO, Godzilla.
At least you get a good
or
nap if you're bored.
When a Stranger Calls.
When a Stranger Calls.
Okay.
Godzilla.
Jacob.
Godzilla.
Austin.
Godzilla pisses me off more as a Godzilla fan, so Godzilla.
Don't listen here, Angry Heart.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a toss up, so I'll just go Godzilla. Sure.
Yeah. It's just as a Godzilla fan, it makes me
They're
mad.
both equally like not.
Yeah,
good.
no, I mean, When a Stranger Calls is bad, but like whatever, who cares? Yeah, Godzilla was a bigger budget mess. Grudge and Evasion. Excuse me, Richie.
I'm gonna go the Invasion.
Jacob, if you're there.
The Grudge.
Austin.
Again, Invasion makes me madder as a Body Snatchers super fan, so the Invasion.
Yeah, I just think that like The Grudge is just objectively a worse movie, so I gotta go with The Grudge.
I can't argue with the logic there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
like Grudge might be a worse movie. Just again, as a Body Snatcher super fan,
Yeah.
it pisses me off more personally.
At least you have
Well,
Daniel Craig
personal-
doing something in that.
Yeah, I'll
movie,
leave it
so.
to JPO then. What do you
As a
got?
very mild Grudge fan, Grudge makes me angry. So Grudge.
Yeah.
All right, fair
The
enough.
same way, I'm a very mild.
No,
Grudge
they're
fan.
both bad. I can't argue with that. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Overboard. Jacob.
Overboard.
Overboard. Okay. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory makes me madder.
Yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory makes me way more angry. So Charlie
Yeah.
and the Chocolate Factory. GPO.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Richie.
I would say Overboard.
Okay,
Yeah.
close.
Because like, what is he supposed to be? Like a transgender or something? It's kind
He's
of weird.
non-binary, Jordan. You get it right.
Okay,
Yeah,
non-binary.
it-
Sorry.
It's Johnny Depp cosplaying as Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Martyrs and Bangkok Dangerous. Martyrs is worse.
I've never seen either one, but Martyrs seems worse, so let's go Martyrs. JPO.
Martyrs.
Richie.
Yeah, I'll go Martyrs.
Yeah, and Jacob.
Martyrs.
Martyrs. Yeah, Martyrs is bad. House Party and Fame.
Ooh.
Two
Shoot.
modern remakes. Jordan.
Well, I've never seen Fame, but the thing is, I'm not a musical guy, and I did laugh the first time I saw the House Party trailer. The other like 18 times I didn't, so I'll go with Fame. So, JPO.
House Party.
Yeah. Richie.
I think I gotta go with Fame here, just from what your description of it. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Fame.
Yeah.
Really butchered it. Yeah. Jacob
I'll go with Fame.
and Austin.
I'll go with Fame because I've seen it. But if I had seen House Party yet, I'd probably look for it. But yeah.
Either.
All right, we'll see. But I'll see it before the end of the year. I promise. So I can talk about it on my worst of the year. So I'm sure it'll make it.
I'll watch the original House Party 18
All right.
times before I watch the other one.
Stepfather, Black Christmas, right? All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Let's save some time there.
Absolutely.
We'll give Amber for a weird.
All right,
so.
Taxi and Planet of the Apes, JPO.
Taxi. It's a mess.
Okay. Richie.
Planet of the Apes.
Are your birthday movie? It ruined your birthday?
Yeah.
yeah. Taxi didn't ruin your birthday. You didn't see that one on your birthday,
Jacob?
no?
Yeah.
No.
I think Paul Giamatti is somewhat fun in Planet of the Apes, so I'll go with Taxi.
Hmm.
Oh, man, this is
Awesome.
like bad comedy versus bad sci-fi. Taxi's a little cringier to me, so I'll go with Taxi.
Yeah.
Tim Roth is at least good in Planet of the
Mhm.
Apes. I'll give him that. He's trying.
Yeah. I'll probably go with Planet of the Apes. I feel bad. I made one of my best friends, Mark. I made him sit through it, and like he really wanted to leave. He's like, "Can we leave?" And I'm like, no, let's just finish it. I'm like,
Was that Mark Wahlberg? Were you making what's his own movie?
yeah. Unfortunately, no. But,
All right. Taxi and all right. Heartbreak Kid and Lion King. And Richie.
The Lion King.
Okay.
Jacob.
Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah. Austin.
Lion King.
I'll go with the Lion King. GPO?
Heartbreak Kid for sure.
Mm. All right. And all right. Sounds good. All right. Next one will be, I believe, the Elite Eight. This next fight.
What's the opposite of elite?
Yeah, right.
The
The egregious 8. I don't know.
the
The Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight, yeah.
The Hateful Eight.
Yeah. What's the Ridiculous 8, like the Ridiculous 6? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. All right, Jacob. Doolittle and The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Haven't seen either. Day of the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I may go Day the Earth Stood Still. It's an underrated, boring fucking movie. Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh yeah, because at least like I can get some kind of like so bad that it's good vibes from Doolittle, but yeah, The Day the Earth Stood Still is almost the most boring movie of all time. So yeah. JPO.
It's close for me, but yeah, Day of the Earth.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, I think how Doolittle's made would make a good how did this get made podcast if they haven't already done it. So
Right.
I'll go the Day
Yeah.
of the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah. Day the Earth Stood Still. Got Cabin Fever and the 06 Black Christmas. Me. Black Christmas. Cabin Fever's a fan movie. Whatever. It's bad, but it's a fan film.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably go with Cabin Fever. I haven't seen either one, but for another time because the story's a little long for this. But like I have a crazy story about watching the first Cabin Fever, something that happened. But if you want to hear it, we can talk off air. But yeah, Cabin Fever. GPO.
Cabin Fever.
Yeah. Richie.
Black Christmas.
Yep. And Jacob.
Black Christmas.
Right.
Okay.
32,
So,
Cabin
all
Fever.
right. Yeah. No, 32 for Black Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Black
One
Yeah,
missed
pay
call.
attention, Richie.
I'm gonna count.
One missed call or The Fog. Jordan.
I haven't seen either one again. So, wait, no, I have seen One Missed Call. That movie's bad. One Missed Call. I just forget most of it. So, yeah, forget I even saw it. GPO.
One missed call.
Yeah. Richie.
Man, this is.
So many
It's
choices.
it's like choosing how I want to. Do I want to get stabbed or shot?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The Fog.
Jacob.
One missed call.
I would have gone The Fog, but that's fine.
Yeah.
One missed call sucks
One
too.
Missed Call. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that bland ass poster. Fuck.
I know.
Anyways, Pinocchio and Friday the 13th. JPO.
Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Richie.
Pinocchio.
Jacob.
Pinocchio.
Austin.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, it's got to be Pinocchio.
All right. Pinocchio. All right. forgot to write a couple of these down. Let me do that.
This
really
live action
quick.
Pinocchio's giving me PTSD. Ugh.
One Miss Call and Black Christmas.
From the time you were a wooden boy, or
Yeah. From the time I was a wooden boy, and my father was like a carpenter and brought me to life.
All right, Richie, Godzilla or The Grudge?
I'm gonna go Godzilla. I get, because I've got that's more my speed, and they kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think Jacob said he'd be right back. Oh, is this Godzilla? All right, cool. Austin?
Godzilla, because it pisses me off more.
I'll go with The Grudge because I can get zero enjoyment from The Grudge. So, JPO?
The Grudge.
Oh, really close one. Let's see what this
Close,
is.
yeah.
Godzilla.
All right.
All right, yeah. All right, let me write that down. Godzilla. Okay. 98. All right. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Martyrs. Jacob.
Martyrs.
Martyrs.
Austin.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate
That
Factory.
movie, those songs fucking annoy me in that
They
movie.
annoy me.
Fuck.
Augustus Gloop. Augustus Gloop.
Oh.
You sound like people should be farting in the background.
Yeah.
JPO?
I'll say Martyrs.
Okay, leave it to Richie.
I'll go Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
All right. I'm sure we'll have plenty of comments in the poll. Be like, I like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from not just from Jacob, but like other people. I'm sure.
I think Brian or something had it in his top 128 or something.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Cool.
Brian.
Fame and Black Christmas. All right, who's voting for Black Christmas?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
All right.
Goodacre.
All right, sounds good.
I saw it and I regretted my entire life after that.
All right, so Black Christmas, okay, and Taxi and the Lion King. Me. Ooh, Bad Comedy versus Lifeless Dead remake. Lion King.
We just want to go with the Lion King to show somebody out there that we don't want live action Disney remakes. We don't want them.
To be fair, Jordan, I don't think Disney's watching.
Yeah.
No.
They're too busy worrying about how much money they're going to lose on the Little Mermaid right now.
Somebody from Disney's watching.
That will show them. Vote with your wallet.
We've got 4 people tuning in. I guarantee you one of them's got to be from Disney. Come on. JP.
Yeah, don't let trash like Taxi. Don't move forward because of that. Taxi.
Sure. Richie.
Yeah, I mean, because bad comedy. I did say it earlier. Cringy comedy.
Bad comedy sucks. Like, it's not funny.
Cringy comedy is very uncomfortable.
But how cringy is it compared to Lifeless Deadbeat? Like
that's just
remake
a point.
that should have more life.
I am gonna go Taxi here.
Okay, Jacob.
Taxi.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, a lot of people in the poll might not realize it's a remake, but yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got
All right, so that's the lead 8. Yeah.
Let's see what makes it to the finish here. We got Day the Earth Stood Still and the 06 Black Christmas.
What is going to end up in the toilet?
Yeah. Okay, so Jordan will be up first for this one.
Oh, I haven't seen that Black Christmas, so I'll go the Day the Earth Stood Still. JPO?
I'll say Black Christmas.
Yeah. Richie?
Black Christmas.
Jacob?
Black Christmas.
And Austin?
I can tell we're gunning for a Black Christmas versus Black Christmas.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
Which I'm not opposed to be honest. One Missed Call and Pinocchio, JPL.
One Missed Call.
Okay.
Richie.
Pinocchio.
Jacob.
One Missed Call.
Austin.
One Missed Call.
I gotta go Pinocchio.
Oh, close.
Yeah.
All right, One Missed Call. So we got a horror on one side. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory versus Godzilla. Richie.
Godzilla.
Okay.
Jacob.
Godzilla.
Austin.
Godzilla.
I would go Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I agree. I would have said Charlie too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, they're split. We're not all agreed. That's fine.
What it does to the original, I mean, it doesn't really do anything to it, but
Yeah.
like how it like is such a step down.
Taxi and other Black Christmas, Jacob.
Black Christmas.
Yeah, Black Christmas.
Yeah, for this one for sure, Black Christmas. JPO,
Taxi.
Richie.
Black Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see where this
Right.
might be going. Let's see.
We got a final four. All right.
All right. I'm up
See
first.
what we're
I got
gunning
Black
for.
Christmas and one missed call. Yeah, why not? Black Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen One Missed Call. I guess it's barely redeeming. I've never seen this Black Christmas, but let's just go for it. Black Christmas.
Yeah.
GPU.
Wrong. Black. No shit. One Missed Call.
Yeah. Richie.
Black Christmas.
Yeah. Jacob.
Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There.
All
And
right.
on the other side, we got Jordan, Godzilla. and the
Guys,
other Black
we gotta
Christmas.
do it. We got.
We kind of
Yeah.
have to. Yeah, we kind of
Gonna have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even so, like I actually get like a small bit of enjoyment from Godzilla. Not much, but there's nothing. Like if any of these movies has like negative in enjoyment, it's gotta be Black Christmas. Like you go out there like feeling worse than you did when you went in. So I'll go with Black Christmas. JPO.
Hell yeah, Black Christmas.
Yeah. Richie.
Black Christmas.
Yeah. Jacob.
Black Christmas.
Yeah. And
You know
Austin.
what? Why not? Let's fucking go for it. Black Christmas. But I'm glad Godzilla's in the poll. I'll vote for it. But yeah, here
What's
it is.
fitting?
We made it happen. Yeah, well, there's an original great movie, great horror movie, and not once but twice did bad remakes to this fucking
You fucked it up.
I feel like it's like we're giving this movie fucking justice, like the original one, because we're shitting on both shitty remakes, not just one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. all
Well,
right.
didn't you know that it's almost Black Christmas? That's June 25th because they do like your like unbirthday where it's like halfway through the year. That's gonna be June 25th for Black Christmas. So let's go.
JPO, here we go.
No, it's the newer Black Christmas.
So yeah, so it's
Yeah.
basically 2006 or 2019. So
19.
2019. All right, Richie.
Black Christmas 2019.
All right, Jacob.
Yep. Jacob.
19.
Yep. And
Yeah,
Austin?
at least the older one is not trying to shove like uber feminism down your throat for 90 minutes, like too much. Like fuck off, like enough. And that newer one, like we said, is PG-13. It doesn't even give you the violence. So yeah, newer Black Christmas.
yeah, let's go with the 2019 Black Christmas. Fuck you, Sophia Takal, the director. Yeah. So yeah.
So yay.
Yay!
Yay! I'll still clap for it. That's
Hashtag
horrible and it
feminism.
won.
So
Yeah.
guess what? That means we also get to, when we get to our 128 tournament of 128, we'll see
Shit.
Black Christmas again.
Yeah. Black Christmas.
Watch,
all right.
watch the randomizer do something stupid, like pair it up against Norbit.
Norbit or Disaster
Yeah.
Movie. Like which
One,
one?
of those
worse?
movies is going to be moving on to the second round, where we're going to get like The Godfather and Back to the Future in the same.
Yeah.
And one
Or
of
like
those movies
disaster
doesn't.
movie, isn't that in there?
Yeah, Disaster Movies in there. Yeah, there's other bad movie 43's in there. Yeah. But yeah, so we have a few bad movies. This is one of the other ones that'll be in there. But it's nice to have a couple of bad movies to kind of play around with in that one too. So yeah, Black Christmas. Yeah, no, I think it's fitting that we got a movie that has two bad remakes of the same thing that are both bad. So yeah,
And I can't wait for the, let's say, probably 26 Black Christmas. I'm sure they'll,
26, yeah,
they'll
they'll
do it
try,
again.
right.
they'll try one more time. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll see if they can get it right. They'll get it wrong again. Then it'll be the movie with the most bad remakes ever. So
Next one will be like an anti kind of Christmas, how like don't celebrate.
It's gonna
Christmas
be all
anymore.
dude. It's gonna try to do like a woke thing where it's like all dudes, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It'll be like all like gay dudes or something, or
You're right,
like,
yeah.
the reverse thing, and then it'll be a statement of something else. So
There'll be a bunch of transgenders in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
JPO, you got a piece out? What you got?
Yeah,
man?
you gotta go-
Bye-bye.
I think we'll be seeing me a lot. I'll be here tomorrow, seen and heard. Are we on a different channel Sunday?
Yeah, we're on a different
Moose's
channel
thing.
for
Moose's channel?
for
Okay.
Mooses. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be hanging out with these guys, doing some trivia over there, as well as Malcolm's channel on Sunday. Again, you'll be seeing a couple of us over there talking
Yeah.
John William Scott. Trivia is still going. It made sense in my booking. Leave my booking alone, Pez. And we got Corey's fighting for the title this week. We've got the tag team tournament starting soon. In fact, these two are in the first match of the tag team tournament. So that's gonna be fun. This week here too. Yeah, they were the first in the bracket, so I just went, let's book that first. So Pierce Wrestling as well. We're wrapping up that tournament this week, or is that next week? Well, we're wrapping that tournament up pretty soon as well.
Yeah,
No,
sounds
yeah.
good.
Good
All right,
seeing y'all, and
thanks again.
don't watch that blackening trailer. You don't have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just want to show them because it has that cringy test audience shit.
No, I've seen
yeah.
that trailer. They've shown that trailer in a
terrible.
theater.
Yeah, I don't know if these other guys, if Richie's seen it, I want to show them. It's really.
I
cool.
haven't yet.
Yeah, I want to show them. You don't have to watch it.
Check it out. Yeah.
I just want to show Richie because it's one of my. We did those movie pet peeves. This is one of my trailer.
Yeah.
Pet peeves. So
Yeah.
All right,
It's
David,
like,
have a good
see, people like it.
night. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, they
right.
don't. Regular
Peace
audiences
out.
don't. These people are happy because they're watching it for free 2 months in advance. Of course, they're happy. They're just watching a free movie.
I'll give them free food and everything.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All right, JP. Have a good night.
See ya.
Richie.
Yeah, that
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
that like
yeah.
test audience thing I was just gonna say is like the equivalent of like them putting the like out of context quotes from like the critics on the
I
poster.
fucking hate that
like
shit
that.
too.
Yeah.
The quotes from the
poster
film
where-
festivals. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie poster where like it's like it's a picture of like what the cast members, but like half of the posters is writing like great.
Well, the trailers, and it's every A24 trailer is like so and so is a revelation. Be like, I've never seen a movie this moving before. Like, fuck off. Like, go away. I don't like that shit either. Yeah. Trailer. Just show me. Just give me a trailer for the movie. Like, I'll decide that when I see it. Richie.
So you can catch me on Rankin, Sean William Scott with John Anderson and JPO. And then coming back over into Moose channel. I don't know how much I'll be drinking because it'll be during the day here, but hey, I might get iced coffee. I might get iced coffeeed up. I might get caffeinated. Don't
worry. I told you guys. I think Moose is gonna pressure me to drink more than anybody because I think he considers me for some reason like the team lead. So I'm gonna.
I'll be on an edible, so we'll see.
So he'll probably make me take like a shot for every wrong answer or something. So that'll be bad. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, cool. Yeah. So I'll be there. You can, and then so you can catch me there. And then I think I'll be judging in the Battleground match coming up soonish as well. I think I'll be on a Lights Out tournament thing coming up soon as well. And the podcast too with my friend Robert Cameron, Tell Me Streaming. The next episode will be coming out on Tuesday. Fart the movie. You didn't like it. Obviously. But,
so should they remake Fart the movie?
Yeah, definitely. That cinematic classic. Part the movie. Yeah, we'll go watch it. And and wrestling trivia. Yeah, on Combat Wrestling Trivia and JPO's channel, and just all around the place, and
And you'll be with us on the inaugural deep dive Wheel of Movies thing, talking about
Wheel of Movies thing.
Yeah, because we wanted to have you on because when it came up, we were like, well, of course we got to have Richie. He's never watched it. Let's get this on.
Yeah.
But it'll be good to have a unique person. And I don't get mad. I mean, we all joke about like, oh, we even have an Indiana Jones, but I think it'll be interesting to see you coming to it for the first time. I mean, I know you're aware of the movie. I'm sure you've seen clips, of the movie, obviously. But it's like, watching it for the first time would be interesting. So
there's a big bolt in it.
It's funny. It'll be in theaters that night on Wednesday, but I can't really see it in time for us to do it. But I've seen it.
That'd be cool to see it. Yeah,
they're actually showing it in theaters Sunday and Wednesday. So
okay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. But
Dang, I'm busy both nights.
I've seen it like 4 times in the theater, so it's not like that big a deal. But yeah,
I've never seen it on the big screen, so. But,
Jacob.
yeah, Jake.
Yeah, nothing in the immediate future other than Lonely Marks next Thursday. And since we spun the wheel, JPO's topic came up first. We'll be doing a little wrestling debate.
It's like a little wrestling battleground on the show.
Yeah, wrestling battleground. Yeah, best of 3 questions. So that'll be interesting. It's interesting to see how it goes. I guess it's kind of also like a test for him because he wants to do it on a more regular basis. So I guess we're his guinea pigs, but it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah, we've got. I think we've got the questions. I'm not sure if that's been decided. We'll have to confirm, but yeah, no, it should be fun either way. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin, where can we find
mostly just everything that'll be on Movie Hero. I'll be on. I'll be hosting some Battleground here and there, doing a Battleground, even though he hasn't uploaded the other ones that I did like 2 months ago yet. So I got some stuff in the can. Yeah, I'll be doing the drunk trivia, probably drinking a lot, and then I'll have to get up and work the next morning. So that'll be fun. I'll be nice and hungover. That'll be great.
Yeah.
And yeah, but other than that, no, just here on Movie Hero, man, you know where to find me. So
Yeah, it'll be kind of interesting when I take an edible and then immediately go into rank them afterwards, and I might have some goofy picks for Sean William Scott movies. We'll see. I don't know. I'll be like,
you'll just be
Like,
around.
have you guys
Dude, where's my car clips for like the entire hour and a
yeah,
half.
like, dude, where's my car? I'll be like, have you guys ever seen that movie Bulletproof Monk or like some random movie that he's been in? Because when I was a kid, I used to have that poster hanging on my ceiling because it's just a random poster that I got a hold of. I didn't have any other posters, so I literally had that on my ceiling. It's weird, but yeah, you can find us on all the socials at Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me posting even more on my personal Instagram, Jordan83616, and then you can find us over in the Showdown Friends and Family group, where we're probably the most active over there, and it's where we're gonna have the poll with the Elite 8 from this tournament. You can see if you agree or if you disagree with our choices for worst of all time. So, and then if you think there's anything we forgot, you can let us know. But we do have a Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/movie hero, you can find us doing trivia over there. So we have the Seen and Heard movie trivia that's going to be this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have it live for free on the channel. So if you watch it live, and then we'll see if we get any copyrights. If we get no copyrights, then it'll stay up on our main channel. But if not, it'll have to move over there. I think so far I've only had to move one full episode over there. So that's been kind of cool because I've had like parts of like full song. I played like literally almost the whole Foo Fighters song and a few things, and we didn't get a copyright, so that's cool. Yeah, and then we do some podcasts over there from time to time, and some drafts. Our last draft was best comedy and movie, so that's over there on the Patreon, yeah, we'll be doing more. We'll be doing at least one podcast a month, possibly one draft also. So we'll kind of see it. We have a few topics we wanted to talk about. We'll be doing a best animation draft coming up soon once we wrap up our best animated movie tier ranker of all time, our decade series. And then we want to do a podcast talking about actors and actresses we don't like too. So that'll be probably coming up soon. So we got that. But and then just a little preview of what we have coming up for the tournament fights and tier rankers. This Tuesday, we will be doing the best movies of 2012 championship. So we're finally getting to a championship for that. Then we're doing our Movie Hero Mystery Tournament, which we're going to have one of those per month. And me and Austin, we did a little pre-show that you can see on the channel where we took everyone's favorite movies of all time, plus a few wild cards and honorable mention movies. And then we spun it 64 times. And the first 64 to pop up are going to be what's in the tournament. So if you want to get a little preview, you can go watch that. Or you can just come in surprise and you can see what what's on the tournament this Friday. So we'll have that.
What's in the tournament?
Yeah, what's in the tournament? What's in the box? But then we'll be doing Best Movie Duos Championship. That's because we still haven't gotten to that. We've been doing just one per month on duos. Then for Father's Day, we're going to be doing Best Movie Dad as a tier ranker, the same way we did with Best Movie Mothers. So that's what will be coming up. We have Best Movies of 2011 coming up soon in mid-June. And then we'll be doing our a big geek tournament to determine the best geek character of all time. So the first topic is going to be best Star Wars characters. So we have in that, and we got one person from the Star Wars League. We have Marie Wilson from the Star Wars Schmodown League. So she'll be on with us. That'll be fun to have her on. And then we'll be doing best movies with a city in the title and best movies with a state in the title. That'll be a consecutive, like a Monday and a Friday that week. We're going on Monday for that one because it'll be July 3rd. Next day will be the 4th of July, so we'll take that day off. But and then we'll be getting to best movies of 2010 sooner than we think, and then I'll just throw in a few extra quick ones. We got best vacation movies coming up. We have our second best geek characters tournament, which will be best Star Trek characters. We'll be doing, and then we're also going to be starting another decade series for tier ranker after the animation wraps up. That's going to be best movies with one word titles, but we're going to do it by decade because there's going to be a lot of them, and we'll have to see if we'll even have to split some of those decades in half. Maybe, I don't know. We haven't made the list for that yet, but when we do, we'll let you know. So yeah, but that'll be a preview of what's coming up. If you'd like to be on any episodes, because we have some open spots, you can just DM me or anyone from the channel. Honestly, on social media, mostly Facebook. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And then and then also if you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, because that's the best way you can help us out. We're always doing a big push for subscribers. It'll be a push all the way until we get monetized. So that really helps us out, and we appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. It's just free to hit subscribe. So, but that will be it for tonight. So thanks again, guys. This was fun to talk about some bad movies every once in a while, maybe once or twice a year, something like that. We'll just do it for fun. So yeah, but until next time, we've had Richie at Goodacre, Jacob Barber, Austin Pez Howell, Jordan Owens. I've been and Malcolm Lay. I've been Jordan the Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.